Welcome everybody. Hope you're doing great today. Let's play some Guild Wars together. I'm back with some Zero to Hero journey. We continue. Today is Halloween. At least it started. Not yet Halloween though. So let's jump straight in. Here we are. Welcome. Let's see what we can do today. I decided to go for some strike missions first, and then later I guess we can check out all the Halloween stuff. I really want to try out all the Halloween stuff. Halloween is amazing. It's one of my favorite events, and it's really good. You can look at this. You can get so much stuff. There are so many achievements to explore. Like, look at this. It's crazy. On a fresh account, festivals are like insane content. It's crazy. So welcome everybody. Hope the sound is good. Let me know if the in-game sound is too loud, but I think it sounds decent. But yeah, so a lot of stuff to cover. Last stream we crafted the legendary spear, and don't worry, this is not the last stream at all. We will continue like crazy and farming and getting all ascended gear, and we just continue the Zero to Hero journey. It's a lot of fun, and I hope it's fun for you to watch as well. So I just continue from here, and let's see how far we can get until the expansion drops. That's the thing. Maybe we can craft another legendary. Probably not a weapon though. I think it's more likely that we will craft maybe some kind of trinket. Maybe we will craft even armor, multiple armor pieces. We will see. For now, let's just farm and get the stuff done. We are already equipped with full ascended gear. That's good. Or at least full ascended armor. We have a weapon. And we need some more pieces here. We will get the ascended amulet today and an ascended accessory, and then we only need the back piece. That's the last thing that is missing for full ascended gear. So we will see. We will see. But as always, if you have any questions, any comments, let me know. I'm always happy to answer, of course. And yeah, just enjoy the ride, I guess. And I will explain as much as I can about the game, about the content that I'm doing, whatever I'm doing. So, and if you have any question, anything is unanswered, I do something that seems weird, let me know. Welcome, Likely. Welcome. Hope you had a nice day so far. Hope you're enjoying your first Halloween event. It's a really cool event, I would say. So much stuff to explore. I will explore all of it today on this stream here on this new account, of course, and just try out different things. And I think it's amazing to explore it for the first time. And even on my main account, I really enjoy this festival. It's just such a cool atmosphere, really cool events, and of course a lot of good gold farms in there as well. So it's really good. Yeah, I mean, don't worry too much. It's like 4 weeks this year. So normally it's 3 weeks. Festivals typically last 3 weeks. This time it's 4 weeks because they wanted to, at least that's my suspicion, they wanted to have it, of course, over Halloween, which is the 31st of October. And if you only do it 3 weeks from now, it would not be over Halloween. So they decided to go for 4 weeks because they really wanted to make it so that it's most of the Halloween event is before the actual expansion drops. Because if the Halloween event is happening at the exact same time as the expansion and the Halloween event are, so to say, at the same time, that would not be good for people playing Halloween or people want to play the expansion. And now it's a little bit like not as on top of each other. Still a little bit, but not as much anymore. Any thoughts on Ranger to farm it easy? Otherwise, I need to create a new character and do my level 80 boost. So, Ranger is one of the classes that I would say struggles a little bit more because you are not the best class at tagging, because you have a little bit of single target DPS only, or at least mostly, which is not the ideal way to do it. However, you can make some boon support like Untamed work with some kind of longbow to tag the mobs while also providing quickness, for example, and then you get some nice tagging potential there as well. I think that seems the most logical choice for me, Untamed longbow and some kind of like high amount of range while also providing some nice amount of boons. I don't have a specific build in mind, but like I said in the video, most people really want you to unequip all gear, so the build doesn't really matter too much. If you have a longbow equipped, you can snipe them from 1500 range. If you provide quickness, you have some kind of boon sharing going, and I think that's the goal, the go-to option, what I would say here for Ranger. Other than that, Ranger is one of the worst classes for farming like that. It doesn't have the best AoE, it doesn't have the best boon capabilities without a target, or you could play Druid or something, but then you are fully reliant on your allies, which is also not the best option, I would say. So, yeah, I think Untamed is the best choice. Yeah, I mean, Necromancer is really strong, really easy to play. You just spam your Scarf skills, for example, and play like Core Necromancer, whatever, or Reaper or Harbinger. All of them are really good from just range, AoE and stuff. If you can play Thief, of course, Thief is amazing. Shortbow alone carries through and gets all the kills and stuff. I don't know. It's really like... Ranger is probably one of the worst, if not the worst class for tagging. Which is not like by any means like that it's impossible to play, but you will see that when I play a little bit of Labyrinth later, that some classes are like just you have all the kills, you get everything, and then some classes are just like barely keeping up, and if you're lucky you get most of the kills, but sometimes you will just like run behind them, and that feels really bad. But Thief is one of the best ones, so good choice if you go for that one. So we need some more stability, I guess, for this one. I should also get some healing food. I guess I have some healing food somewhere. No, not yet. Really need to buy some healing food here. That's okay, that's okay. Yeah, but as always, if you have any other questions, just let me know. Everyone, of course, in chat. And also let me know if the in-game music is too loud. I just tuned it up a bit because I actually really enjoy especially the Halloween vibes. So I wanted to listen to them later. But if it's too loud or too silent, let me know. We can adjust it, of course. So, other than that, again, strike missions, I do them for the Blue Prophet shards so that I get some more Ascended gear. Of course, I have full Ascended armor already. I bought the last piece in the last stream, but I still want to get, of course, full Ascended weapons and Blue Prophet shards. You can never have enough of those because if you don't know, we currently have the, I wouldn't say necessary announcement, but we know there will be a strike mission rework to some extent coming with the expansion. And one thing that is for sure is that there will be some kind of rewards restructuring. And whatever that means, it's probably a safe bet that this means the Blue Prophet shards in the current iteration, how they play out, will not be existing in the same thing anymore. So it's probably a good bet to just farm a lot of the Spirit shards, or Blue Prophet shards, sorry, as much as you can, because there will be probably a profitable way to convert them into the new currency. So if you are in for the long run, it's probably a safe bet to farm and save up the Blue Prophet shards. If you're like me on this new account, I will just get a lot of... Okay, I got an achievement, interesting. I will just get a lot of Ascended gear from that. Like, I have full armor with this character now, but I will get more Ascended weapons so they can swap around freely, especially in later fractals. That's important, of course. And of course, if I'm done with this character, maybe with this build, I will have another go at another build, a power version of Chronomancer. Maybe I will go for another class, and we will see. There's always some Ascended gear to get if you don't have the legendary armor yet. So a lot of stuff to cover, I would say. That was nice, we got it. A lot of stuff to get. Yeah, happy Halloween to everyone. Yes, it's a nice event. It's really good. It's really good. And if you don't know about it, and don't worry, just jump in, have some fun, and I can give you a slight teaser tomorrow. Probably I will release a video about Halloween and every single activity that you can do, how to participate, what you can get out of it. So be sure to stick around for that. I will definitely get that done. And of course, I will do that today and stream, get a lot of stuff and showcase it, how it works. And of course, for this account, it's really nice to explore it for the first time as well. So just that I can get some nice achievements and good rewards as well. Because there are some really cool skins in there, yeah. One of the coolest skins in the entire game for Shield specifically is also from Halloween exclusively. It's quite expensive, but it's a good one. This skin is really good. This is like a really good skin. So I really enjoy this one. I hope I will be able to showcase this at some point during the Halloween event, but it's probably not on this account though. Sadly not on this account. Welcome, Lulu. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing fine today. and let's have some fun. Let's just continue the journey here on the Zero to Hero account. It's I would say not hero yet, but we are getting somewhere more far away from the zero, I would say. We are like already at 2,000 achievement points, which is obviously, I would say not a lot, but for that we like played 1 month, I think that's not even that bad. So I also guess like we have a lot of gold lying around, like 400 gold almost already. Oh my god. It's so slow. At least we got all the boons now, but that was not the perfect start. That was not the perfect start. That's what happens. But yeah, I just like to complete all the dailies that I like to do. Like for example, here the strike missions is just a really good thing to get done. I think it's really fun. That's why I do them. It's not, if you're a new player and you just want to follow along, it's not something that is after getting the Ascended Armor, for example. It's definitely not something that is like top priority. I think Fractals is way more important than strike missions here. But they are giving a nice gold boost every single day. So if you like to do those like 10-person content instances that are quite easy to play, to be honest, I think you should still do them every day. But of course, if you are a little bit on a budget in terms of time that you can spend per day, it's definitely something that you can also skip. And during the Halloween event, of course, go for the Halloween dailies and weeklies. Those are really nice as well. Where's the team going? But yeah. You can also exchange the profit shards into Mystic Coins weekly. That is a good point. You can also exchange them, so get some even more gold from the like strike missions that you do every single day here. But I want to mention here, I think for a new account, I think gold is something that you can get from like hundreds, even thousands of ways in Guild Wars 2. So I think you should always think about, do I need the account-bound currency of blue profit shards in the future at some point? If the answer to this question is yes for you, for your account, then you should not convert it into gold, because that means that you will at some point maybe need this specific currency, and then you will be saying, oh my god, why did I convert it? Now I'm farming it for it again. Because gold is something that you can get so many different ways. There will be a way that you can get gold without converting, for example, this currency. That's just my thing. Even on my main account, I would say a lot of currencies, yes, you can convert them, for example, Karma, but the exchange rates are so bad that I would rather just keep it and say, maybe I need a lot of Karma at some point, and then I will be lucky and happy that I just did not convert it. But of course, if you're in dire need and need a lot of gold or whatever, then it's your account, you can do that. I'm just saying, sometimes be a little bit careful, maybe be patient, and you will in the long run. Okay, that's really funny. They want me to use feedback, but feedback is not important here for this fight. So if you don't know, this is a fight where a lot of people always think, oh my god, we need feedback, because this is the important part here about, oh, the mobs deal so much damage here. This is straight up wrong. It is wrong. The important part here about this fight is that the mobs that spawn deal some projectiles, yes, but they are not the thing that kills you. It's just the aura tick that kills you. The mobs that spawn here, yes, they can be annoying. Yes, they can deal some damage, but the most amount of damage that you get here is the aura tick. So the projectile reflect that you get here is really like barely doing anything. So if you can outlast the aura tick, you typically can also outlast the projectiles that the enemies do. So having a reflect here, yes, some people say, oh, we have to get this, but it's really, it's completely overkill for the most part. It's completely overkill. Everything fine here? How are you? I'm good, I'm good. Having a nice day, having a lot of like big videos coming up. I was happy to get some nice progress with them. So yeah, I'm doing good, I'm doing good. And finally I can do a nice stream again and have some more content, you know, that's the cool part. I like to have some content about like new stuff in the game. It's quite boring if I always have to talk about the same old stuff. But now we have the big festival here, Halloween, and it has some new stuff in there as well. Obviously, most of the time it's more like not that much new stuff, but some new skins and some maybe new achievements in there. So not too bad. Some new stuff to talk about at least. Can you still earn the dust towards the cosmetic gloves? Yes, you can still earn the gloves. You can still get them, but you will not be able to speed it up with the event. The event is ongoing for, I think, like 1.5 more hours or something like that. So yes, you can earn the dust forever. So let me explain how that works. If you do quick play forevermore, you can get this fractal incursion achievement and everything done. This stays, this part here, incursive investigation. The fractal incursion event here, this one goes away. So you will not speed it up with this weekly and this daily one, but you will still be able to get the normal dust from completing a quick play fractal, which you get 5 dust or something around this for every single quick play that you do. This is just the, so to say, the speed up process, and of course the legendary starter kit, the universal one. This is the only thing that leaves. Everything else stays. So hope that makes sense. I will go into the labyrinth, don't worry. I will go into the labyrinth at some point. I just want to get all my dailies done, for example, like fractals, like the strike missions here, because yes, the labyrinth is a good gold farm, but if you compare this, like strike missions and fractals, they are better gold farms in my opinion, because they give you more gold per hour if you do it fast, and that's the more important part for me, I think they are more fun. I don't want to do an event that is like 24/7 farmable and something that is daily kept, and just skip this, the daily kept one, because I want to do the labyrinth. If I like the labyrinth, sure. But if I like the other thing more, I will go for this one first. So we will go to the labyrinth, don't worry. It's a really good gold farm. But in my opinion, it's better to do the dailies as well. Yes, I'm using an MMO mouse. I'm not clicking my 6 to 0 buttons on the keyboard. That's obviously, I don't have that large hands. That's not gonna work out. So I'm having an MMO mouse and have bound my 6 to 0 keys and some other keys on my like normal keybind settings to my mouse. So it's very easy for me to activate them. And this is obviously a huge help for any MMO. In Guild Wars 2, I think it's not that necessary, but it helps you out as well. I would say if you have like 30 skills that you have like in World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy and stuff that you could activate, then it's way more stressful if you don't have an MMO mouse. But in Guild Wars, it's doable. I know people that can play with just the normal mouse and the keyboard and play perfectly fine and stuff. But I think an MMO mouse helps you there even there, yeah. Do you really need infinite gathering tools? I would say no. I think it's more like if you like the convenience, go for them. But it's definitely not something that I would say is like a must. It's a really good thing. It's really convenient. In the long run, it even pays off at some point, depending on how much you gather. It goes faster or slower. So it's definitely worth it. But it is not something that you need to like get instantly. I would say on my main account, I have some of them, but I would say they probably are not worth it for me because I'm not a big gatherer. I'm more like an instance content enjoyer or PvP player. So I don't gather too much, but if you do, or if you're in the open world a lot, I think it can be worthwhile investment. But like I said, it's more personal. It's not something that you should rush to get, I would say. I have a Logitech one. Logitech G600, I think it's called. Yeah. Welcome, Saint. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, good to see you too. Good to see you too, Yuska. I like to buy volatile gathering tools with Karma than infinite gathering tools. Yes, you can also. That's a good point. There are, in Living World Season 4 maps, you can get not infinite, just normal gathering tools that have a specific, like, so to say, rune on them that they will always give you volatile magic. And they are, I think, 50 or 25 stacks each. So they are obviously a little bit more annoying because you always have to exchange them after a few gathering things, but you will get the same amount of gold. So the infinite gathering tools is really just convenience at this point. If you do those, it's just convenience. And then there is nothing, really nothing that is like giving you more money for having the infinite ones. It's just the time and the laziness, I would say, that you save there, but nothing else. Yeah, good point, good point. Might get myself an MMOs as well, struggling a bit though. I'm not used to playing a lot of MMOs. Yeah, I think if you're a new player, you can work around without having a mouse. But I would say at some point, if you want to have like a lot of different skills bound, a lot of different things bound that are just sometimes annoying to get to, like special action keys. You also have, for example, what can I show? Like turning around your character, so about face, like looking back. Or switching your, like looking, this is about face, so switching 180 degree where you're running and then looking back or something like that. That can be nice to have it bound to some other things, because at some point you're running out of keys to bind stuff to. But if you don't like play that try hard or don't need that, then it's completely fine. You can use Shift, Alt, Control to alter your keys and then the inputs, and then you can still do it. But of course, it can be a bit more annoying without a mouse. I definitely would say that, yes. Gardening tools would be amazing if they were usable by all characters at the same time. Yes, that is one of the quality of life features that I would say is like top tier if they would ever do this, and would say this is something that we will definitely at some point implement, then I would be hyped. But I think that's a big selling point of having multiple gardening tools, is that they are not, so to say, account-wide, that you have to like do that one by one. There is a way to like circumvent that to some extent. If you put them in your shared inventory, if you have 3 spots, you can right-click them and put them in your character and switch them out. So if they currently have a gardening tool, like I do here on this character, if I just put the infinite ones here in the shared inventory, right-click them and equip them, then the normal ones that I would have equipped earlier would swap place with it. I can use it, and if I want to go to a different character, I do this again. Then I have the infinite ones again in the shared inventory, and I can just repeat this process at the other character. It's a little bit annoying, but it's definitely better than having to like min-max them always in the bank. How do I know a certain spec is good on World vs. World or no? I mean, I would say play it and try it out if it's fun, or watch a content creator make a tier list or some kind of video about it. But in general, every single build, every single class can be played in World vs. World. It's after all a free game mode in that sense. You can just roam around, do whatever you like, but some are better than others. That's just how balancing works. So maybe try it out yourself, but there is no class that doesn't work. So you find a build for that. I'm thinking about getting into Guild Wars 2 again. Want a class to focus on? I'm thinking either Warrior or Thief. Or do you have any recommendations? I would say personally Warrior is a little bit more flexible than Thief. However, if you really enjoy the Thief playstyle, I think both of them are completely fine. Like I said just now, all classes are completely fine in all game modes. So just play what you like. But I would say if you are someone that wants to play multiple builds, not on a single build on a specific class, then I think Warrior is a little bit better suited, because Thief is always, or somewhat always, the DPS spec. Spectre is the big exception. Spectre is a really cool support, but that's about it. The other two specs are really like focused a lot on damage dealing in all game modes. Warrior is a bit more flexible, especially with the upcoming expansion. It will get Paragon, which is a nice support spec, probably really a strong support spec, and so maybe that will be swinging your vote in terms of like where you want to go. I think Warrior is a good choice. Is the experience good for spirit shards from the lab? Yes, it's really good. Especially if you run around with boosters, you get a lot of experience if you take all the mobs. So you get a lot of experience towards your mastery level if you don't have it yet unlocked. Or of course, if you have that, you get a lot of spirit shards. So I think really good event in that regard. I always press the wrong button or multiple buttons at once with an MMO mouse. Yeah, of course, if it's not working for you in MMO mouse, if that is already known to you, then of course don't do it. It's like not something that I would say it's a must-have thing, you know? It's like saying to play Guild Wars 2 you need an MMO mouse. I think that's totally oversold. It's definitely not the case. I think it's like it helps if you have like insane amount of keybinds, and if you can deal with it, if you like to have a mouse with so many buttons, yes. But I would say it's not something that everyone needs, not even close. I think if you are somewhat casual player, a new player, you can play the game without any problems with having like the normal keybinds and a just completely normal mouse with a mouse wheel and 2 buttons. That's enough. The only thing that I would say, if you're like giga tryhard in PvP or giga tryhard in like a lot of different, like you have 10 build templates and you swap them all the time and you have keybinds for them, then maybe at some point an MMOs would be like somewhat interesting. But I think for most players, it's just convenience, or just like that you get used to it. That's more like it, I would say. But like I said, everyone is different. Some people say it's the only important part, having an MMO mouse. Some people say it's complete garbage. I think you have to make the decision for yourself. Welcome, one more pull. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, you could go Willbender. Willbender is like a Guardian spec that feels like a thief and is melee focused like a warrior. So that's a good point there by Yuska. It's like the mix between warrior and thief is somewhat a Guardian spec being a Willbender. Yes, it's a little bit weird nowadays with all the elite specs. That is true. I've played warrior but only seen thief on YouTube. It looks really cool and fast paced. Yes, I think warrior is, with the exception of Berserker, a little bit slower paced than thief. I think that's a general like statement. This is generally true, I would say, but that doesn't mean you cannot have fun with it. I think all specs have a slow-paced build, all specs have a very fast-paced build nowadays, because there are so many different specs. It's really like, if you enjoy a specific class, the look of, there is probably a build for you that is in the correct amount of like speed. So I personally would say just try out what you like, because you can, for example, test it in the Hearts of the Mist, so in PvP, you can try out the spec, how the attacks look, how it feels, and then if you like it, you can level the character. That's how I would do it. But of course, there are other ways, and you can just level the character that you see. If you want to have more information on that, I have a video about that. You can type !classes. Then there is a link to the video where I showcase every single lead spec, every single class, and give you like a 30-second to 1 minute like very concise summary of what the class does, how it feels, how it is typically played, so that you can make the decision a little bit more like, I don't know, more with more knowledge, but it's really not that hard. I would say you make the decision in terms of what you like. That's the important part, because every single class can be played with in every single role nowadays, so it's really like just try to have fun and enjoy the look. That's the important part, the fantasy, of course. I really enjoy Mechanist playstyle, but the Mechanist itself is somehow annoying for me. Do you have other spectrum recommendations? So I personally can totally agree with this. I think one of the most annoying parts about Guild Wars 2's classes that have a pet is the pet itself. The pet is just somewhat annoying, sometimes really stupid, and behaves completely random at some point. So if you like the specific playstyle, but you don't like the mech, I guess you could go for Scrapper, because it feels definitely different, the Mechanist, but it's also an engineer spec, so it's not too different, and it doesn't have the mech. Other than that, I think it's like mech is quite unique. It's just unique. That's how the spec is. I think there is not another spec in Guild Wars 2 that feels like a mech but doesn't have a pet. That's just not really the case. And the sad part is like, if you want to switch to a different class, different spec, all of them that have a pet feel somewhat clunky sometimes. That's just how it is. Sometimes the AI in Guild Wars 2 is a little bit stupid. That's just, it's not really an AI, it's more like a artificial stupidity. I don't know. It's really, I don't know. It's not always the best. But they improve it over time, so it's not the worst either, but yeah, just saying. Why is Guild Wars 2 not so big like WoW? I think it's like in the beginning times when Guild Wars 2 came out, they made some decisions that the game is somewhat more PvP focused, that it's somewhat more, doesn't really have an end game in PvE. And a lot of players then just stopped playing or never played the game because it was too casual for them, or it was not the niche that they wanted to play. A lot of players are going for raids, are going for like dungeons and stuff like that. And Guild Wars 2 in the beginning, when it came out, did not have that. Just straight up did not exist. Or at least not endgame style like this. And that's something that a lot of players just said, no, this is not a game for me. I want to play like some classical MMO style thing. And that's definitely what now is still the image of Guild Wars 2. It's not completely correct anymore. We have a lot of raids and endgame content, but a lot of players are just not playing to this anymore. And that's definitely something that can be a little bit, yeah, it felt like that's the reason in the past why Guild Wars 2 is not as big as it needs or could have been. And WoW is like just a little bit older, and that helps, of course, as well. It's like the biggest MMO because it started as the first game and just had the most amount of money. Guild Wars 2 is a smaller game, is a smaller developer team behind it, so that means you have just less money to spend and less things to develop. Just how it goes, sadly. Welcome, Ash. Do you share your Nexus add-ons anywhere? It looks neat. Would love to apply the same to my game. Yes, I have it. At least the specific Arc DPS setup is in my Discord server. So you can just go to my Discord server. I think it's in the Get Started Here channel. And there is a specific, like, you can just copy and paste and then you have the same Arc DPS setup. And if you want to have, like, also the Nexus setup and stuff, you can also, like, write me in Discord and I can let it know. Thanks a lot, Ash. Thanks, really appreciate the Prime. Thanks a lot for the support. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, if you like the dagger playstyle, I think Thief is definitely a spec for you then. It's like definitely feeling like made for that. Other than that, I think like there are nowadays more classes that play like dagger, but this like stealthing and attacking and stealthing and stuff like that, that's definitely more Thiefish for sure. So try Thief, it's a good spec. What elite spec would you recommend to unlock first as Thief? And what is the best way to farm hero points? So yes, I would say unlocking hero points, either do a hero point train. So sometimes in LFG there are some groups that run just together and do all the hero points in a map and go to the next map, do all the hero points. That can be good if you have those people with you. If you don't, then you can use the Blish Hut. Yeah, the Blish Hut add-ons that give you the routes to the next hero points can be the fastest way to get this, for sure. Yeah, those two methods are the only ones that I would say. Or, of course, you can play World vs. World if you enjoy that game mode, because World vs. World gives you those testimonies of Jade heroics, which you can use to unlock hero points in PvE, actually. Yeah, so that works as well. So you can get those tokens here. Is it this ones? Those green ones here. And you can convert those into hero points for your character as well. That's the three methods, yeah, I would say. Do you happen to have any recommendation specs or builds that have push all buttons to win playstyle or easy rotation like 5-4-3-2? I have one build guide coming up about this. Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel, Asrian. I have a playlist about all low intensity builds, and some of them are exactly like that, where the rotation is just spam all the attacks off cooldown. So this is definitely like the, I would say, recommended folder playlist to check out on my YouTube channel. I have one guide coming up for you. I will not tease too much, but it will come out this week. And it also has the same playstyle and does a lot of damage as well. So maybe stay tuned for that, I would say. So what else do we have? I think we are done with this. And maybe we can do some fractal dailies. I guess we do that. You think Celestial Quickness Firebrand would be good for Halloween? Never played the spec before, but want to learn it? Yeah, I think for the specific like lab farming, I think it's one of the better ones because it's really, really like, how can I say, unique in terms of damage application, because you have a unique buff that you share to your allies with your F1 tome in the 5th skill in there, because that applies burning from allies' attacks, so that can help you to just deal more damage and tag all the mobs. That can be really good. So I would say, because of the quickness it provides, because of the healing that you can provide, all the boons that you provide, while also dealing damage and stuff, it's one of the best specs to actually play. Yes, definitely a good one. It's not the easiest to play, but if you want to learn it, it's probably a good time to learn it. Probably not like, you will not learn it perfectly just from playing the Labyrinth, but it's definitely something that will in the long run probably help you out. And it's a good one to get all the loot. Yeah. The bench for Condivirtuos is 40k, but the best I've gotten is 34k. Is this normal? Is it usually a struggle to get closer than 85% of a benchmark? Yes. I would say if you are somewhat of a new player, I think one of the hardest parts in the game is to reach numbers above 80% on a benchmark. It doesn't matter which kind of build. And if you are more experienced in the game, I think it gets a little bit easier. But even for me, I would say one of the things that can be very annoying is to get benchmarks to 90% or even higher than that. Some of the builds, I just am not able to pull it off. Even me, as someone that plays the game like for over 10k hours, it's just like some benchmarks are really like you have to put effort in. And effort means like you play 1, 2, 3 hours on the golem to reach those numbers. It's really sometimes really long that you need to train this build. So I would say 85% is obviously good enough for most people, and Condivirtuoso is, I would say, not the hardest one to learn. So maybe you check the golem conditions again, you check your gear stats again, you check your food, you check your boons, all of that stuff. If that is perfectly set up, then I think 90% should be reachable for you. But of course, it's still something that can be a little bit challenging to go higher than that. Yeah, that is normal now. That's normal. I'm too old for fast-paced presses. Really enjoyed Simmer's low-intensity builds. Easy to follow through. Yeah, exactly, Ash. That's why I always recommend them. If you're on Twitch, you can also type !LI. So the short version of low intensity, so that you can also get the get the playlist there if you want to see it. Can you TLDR Halloween event for first time? So Halloween event is like a really cool atmosphere event that has, I would say, like 10 different activities or something that you can do. And the biggest one of those I will show later is the Labyrinth farm. So it's a specific map that you only have access to during the Halloween event. And you can farm over and over in this Halloween labyrinth and get some crazy amount of loot and sell it for gold. That's like the biggest thing. Other than that is the Halloween event is more like some kind of like, you like the look of it. It's spooky. It has some cool activities that you cannot do during the other time of the year. And you can get a lot of achievements and skins. That's the typical thing about Halloween. A lot of gold, skins, and achievements to collect. So we will do that after this fractal run here as well. So Halloween is definitely something for everyone, especially for new players. A lot of stuff to explore. And don't worry if you are like a little bit confused or it's too much for you what you can do on the Halloween event. I have a video coming up about the Halloween event tomorrow. Cleaning up your auto text is the first thing to look into. Yes, I think I would say not necessarily on Condi Virtuoso because the auto attack is like just one attack. It doesn't have a chain. But I think that's a very good important point that auto attacks can be like the downfall of a lot of DPS builds. If you are not like playing it correctly, you just sometimes get a lot of cancelled attacks, a lot of cancelled auto attack chains. Stuff like that can really decrease the damage that you output. But that just comes with time at the golem and training and not cancelling your attacks. You will get there. It takes a while, but you will get there. I found a lot of the rotations require weapon stowing at specific intervals for optimal DPS. I would say a lot is maybe a little bit exaggerated. I would say depending on which class you're playing, for example, Guardian, Warrior, they have a lot of animation swapping, or not weapon swapping, animation stowing and stuff like that. But it's not always the case. Some builds have it more than others, yes, but it can be annoying for a new player to understand why did my attack not stop. Yes, that's definitely annoying, but like I said, play it more, have more fun, and you don't have to reach 100% of the benchmarks. That's the important part. You really don't. If you reach over 80 to 90%, something like that, you are perfectly fine. It's really like that. If you reach even 70%, that's in most cases good enough. Of course, it's better if you can go higher, but it's not necessary. It's just really concerning if you're not reaching anything a bit like above 70%. Then you should maybe just try to get better gear or try to get the rotation perfect, or at least a little bit better. But I think in Guild Wars 2, the rotations obviously matter a lot, but it doesn't mean you cannot play the class if you don't get the rotation perfect. I think that's way more important to understand the boss fight that you're actually playing the specific thing in, because that's the important part. If you die to boss mechanics, but your rotation would have been perfect, nobody is like happy about that. Stuff like that, yeah. I think every third auto does extra damage, if I remember correctly. So it depends on the class. Some classes have that the third auto attack chain attack does the most amount of damage. Sometimes it's the fourth. Sometimes there is not a single one that does more damage. So it heavily depends on what kind of class you're playing. But if you're playing Condi Virtuoso specifically, you have only the dagger attack. And the dagger attack does not have a chain. The dagger attack on Condi Virtuoso is always the same. So there is no mistake that you can make for canceling the auto attack. Of course, finishing the auto attack is always more damage than not finishing it and starting it at for the damage, yeah. But it's definitely not a big loss on Condi Virtuoso specifically. The chain autos are more crucial, but looking at how much you auto when you're autoing on Condi Virtuoso is that I picture as cleaning up. Ah, okay, yeah, that is obviously true as well. Good point, yeah. I think it's important to understand how you play Condi Virtuoso in terms of like what are the priorities, when you should use your auto attacks, when you should not like focus on them too much. I think that's a very important part about all builds, and on Condi Virtuoso it's definitely something that you should also take care of. But that's just comes with time, like I always say. It's like be patient, try to learn the build, try to play it more often, maybe look at someone that does play the build perfectly, and you will hopefully at some point understand everything. Exactly. But regarding Halloween, what is going on? Why is the party disbanding? Not good. But okay, so regarding Halloween, what I wanted to say is you should always go for the Halloween daily achievements. They give you some nice loot, and then the weekly achievement gives you even access to some unique skins that you cannot get any other way. So that's really good. And if you want to know the fastest way and this is very concise guide how to get them, you can type !weekly in the Twitch chat. But in general, I would say we will do some of that here today to get some achievements and get some more triggered feedbacks. Personalized ones you cannot sell. They are personalized as well. So you can just open them, get some loot with that. If you want to get the most amount of gold, you can sell the normal ones or open them, whatever you like. I would just sell them because that's the faster way. But if you are feeling lucky, you can also open the triggered feedbacks and get some more gold. What are we doing? Are we actually... Yes, no, yes. Urban Battleground, Sankwa Peak. I've watched a couple of videos about the new specs as a new player. I chose Mesmer as a main and have been enjoying all 3 specs. Is Troubadour going to be a support-only spec? No. Troubadour is like one of the most flexible specs that will probably come with the expansion. You can play it as a full DPS as it stands right now. You can play it as a Condi DPS, Power DPS. You can play it as a Wound DPS, so a supportive spec that also does damage, or you can play it as a full support. So Troubadour is the most flexible spec, I would say. But that doesn't mean it's like you have to play it like that. I would say if you like support specs, sure, go for it. It's definitely something that works very well as a supporter as well. I worry only because I get sick of the Virtuoso daggers floating above me. Yeah, I think it's definitely different than Virtuoso, but it is to some extent probably the closest when it comes to elite specs from a design perspective to Virtuoso. I really think so. Why is that? Because I know for a fact that a lot of players play Virtuoso because they don't really enjoy the clone mechanic, that you have like those orbs, the illusions up here, stuff like that. And Virtuoso gets rid of those. And the same goes for Troubadour. Troubadour also has no clones that you spawn. You get those nodes, and that's it. So it's somewhat close, and you will see those nodes floating above you and those instruments floating next to you. So it's somewhat similar to Virtuoso, but of course it plays completely different. It's like not focused necessarily on DPS. Virtuoso you can only play as a DPS build. This is not true for Troubadour at all. And the nodes itself, I would say, are not the only thing that is important for Troubadour. There are a lot of utility skills. Even the crescendo is very important. So there are, I would say, more intricacies than Virtuoso. I would say, at least. But sure, I would say give it a try. Maybe you will enjoy it. If not, that's fine as well. Not every spec is for everyone. And I would say just wait for the expansion. And if you have it already pre-ordered, can try it out. If not, you will just have to see how it turns out then. 100% the same. I'm a power Mesmer enjoyer who hates clones, and I had continuum splits, rotations because of all the short phasing encounters. Yeah, I can definitely see why this is the case, why you don't like this. And I think Virtuoso and Troubadour are like the perfect fit for you then. And I think the developers knew that a lot of people don't like the clone mechanics, so they went for another spec that doesn't have clones. And I think that's completely fine. I think I enjoy Mesmer with or without clones, so I'm not like completely mad that they didn't put any clones there, or at least that we don't have normal clones. So I would say in the end, it's better to have specs that some people don't like, but most people like. So Troubadour looks very interesting to me as well. Yeah. I'm still at work. What is the new update? The new update is Halloween. And I would say it's good. I mean, it's some new skins, some new achievements. That's about it. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, but it's Halloween. And Halloween is one of the best events in Guild Wars 2, if not the best event. How's it called? Yeah, festival. That's what I meant. So it's not necessarily an event. It's more like a festival. So let's clean up our inventory a little bit. So trigger deed packs, like I said, just sell them. You get some nice gold from them. And of course, you can also sell your Halloween prize packs from the daily achievement. Also some gold that you can get here. You can open them if you feel lucky and get some skins here, like the chain skins, and sell those. I would say better sell them in the long run. Probably the safer bet. I spent 10 years chained to support Chrono and GVG. Oh, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Oh, that was not the smartest. I thought I pressed continuum split. Okay, it's fine. Troubadour is my liberator from it. I play Power Virtue everywhere I can. Yeah, I think actually Troubadour will, in especially competitive modes, I think will definitely be a very strong pick, maybe even better than Chronomancer. The same goes for PvE to some extent, but I think in PvE it's probably like another unique support. That's about it. I think it's like not the most broken one if you compare to Chronomancer. I think Chronomancer support in PvE is a very strong spec, probably the best support right now, and I think Troubadour support will also be very strong. I think it will not dethrone Chronomancer, but it will also not be like completely worse. I think both of them have their spot. And the same goes for competitive modes. I think both of them have their unique niche. So we will have to see what exactly are we doing. Molten Furnace, is that the recommended one? Ah, it's the recommended one. Okay, that's good. Welcome, Mason. Welcome. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing fine as well. The fishing rod skin bug is fixed, by the way. Yes, that's really good. Finally, they did it. It took a while, but they did it. I mean, I'm obviously not someone that is like too worried about it, but I think that's not a good image if you have like weeks of a bug or annoying thing that is like just hopefully not too hard to fix. Oh my god, it was a second. But okay. Yeah, I'm happy for the people that really were annoyed by this. So good job on them. Hopefully it will stay like that. Got a super rare from Trick or Treat Bag, and it's the 3 gold torch. Yeah, I feel you. That's why I don't open those chests ever. Like for any event, I really like, I open only chests if I want to get some achievement that are connected to that. For me personally, I have never any good drops that I get from this. So I just say, okay, I accept this and just get the raw gold. It's really like, I don't want to waste some time opening a bag where I know I will probably not get anything, and like it's faster to sell it and get the money that way. That's just me. I know a lot of people like this like dopamine rush of opening something and maybe getting something rare. I totally get that. Just saying, if you want to get the fastest gold, it's probably better and safer to just leave the opening to someone else and just sell it on the GP. I would say let them stack up to 250 and then sell it on the TP. That's probably the best time investment and money-wise. Chrono nerfs are gonna be the biggest signifier on Troubadour ends in PvE. I'm not sure if like Chronomancer will get nerfed. I think as far as I know, we don't know anything yet about any Chronomancer nerfs, and I'm not sure if it will get nerfed more because they removed the stability on this skill. So it's already somewhat nerfed. I'm not sure if they have to nerf it more. If they want to nerf it more, we have to see. But I personally think it's actually in a very strong spot. But Troubadour will be a spec that I will play in some situations. Of course, because it's new, but I will also play it even after it's new. I will still play it because it has other strengths than Chronomancer. So I think Chronomancer, in my opinion, doesn't need that much of a nerf. At least now, yeah. How can I unlock the rifle on Mesmer? So, rifle on Mesmer you can unlock if you do the 14th story step in Secrets of the Obscure. That's like the only way how you can unlock it. Doesn't go only for the Mesmer rifle, it also goes, for example, for the Staff on Warrior. So all the specific weapons that came new to a specific class with the Soto expansion. So if you want to get this, you have to do the 14th, so 1-4 story step in Secrets of the Obscure. This one, the War Council. And in there you will get this. That's the only thing. That's the only way to do it. That did officially say they will address Chronomancer for launch, but not how. Yes, they said that, but at the same time they also said that they will remove stability from distortion, which they already did. So the thing is, do they address Chronomancer even more, or was that what they meant with address it? With ArenaNet, you never know what they actually mean until they do it. If they say one thing, then you should take them literally. You should not say, this could mean that, because in the long run, most typically ArenaNet only says things that is actually really happening. It doesn't like tease something that is not happening. That's why I would say I'm careful with any like predictions on a big balance patch before the expansion. Maybe we get some news there, hopefully soon. I would really like that. I'm obviously a balance enjoyer, but I wouldn't expect it. Welcome, Filthy. Welcome. Can any class give perma stability? Chronomancer could before the patch, before the nerf. I would say now it's hard, but you can pull it off. Yeah, at least if you are talking about support. Yeah, I think it is others, like for example, Spellbreaker can have perma stability, but it's not providing it to its party. It's only selfish. And Chronomancer is probably the one that is the closest, maybe with Guardian together. Those two can, if you commit a lot of resources to it, you could probably upkeep permanent stability on your party. I'm pretty sure that Chronomancer can do it. I have not tried it in a while, but it's still doable, I would guess. Yeah. What is the average gold power for the lab farm? Depends a bit on what kind of like tryhard level you are at. If you're tryharding very hard, I think you can get up to like 50 gold power, like something like that. But this is more like for more tryhards. I would say the average gold power for most people is probably around 20 or something, because most people are not as like efficient at going through the labyrinth and don't have the perfect like speedrunning strategies and stuff like that. Oh, the agony and the damage hurts from the reflect. Nice, we did it. But yeah, that's just my guess here. Of course, I don't have any like data that can support the average gold power that like every player in the labyrinth gets. That no player would have that. That is something that maybe ANET has, but that's about it. So just guessing at this point. Yeah. How to prepare for the new expansion to make profits? That's a really hard one. I don't have any insider information about the new expansion. If I would not be able to tell you, obviously. But I don't, so I cannot tell you either way. And the thing is, most of the things that to make gold in the new expansion is probably something that you will have with new items. So if you farm like day one, a lot of the new events, new map, you will probably make a lot of profit to sell all this stuff, because a lot of people will get it at some point and then it will go down in price. So I cannot tell you one thing that you should invest right now and it will go down. I don't know. Maybe Ectos will go up. Maybe Mystic Coins, Mystic... There are so many things that you could name and they could go up in price, but I don't know if it will be needed for the legendaries or something like that. So it's really hard to predict, to be honest. Yes, the lab is live. The labyrinth is live. Welcome, Going. Welcome, welcome. Let's go to this before I forget to loot. Very nice. You don't need to do all 14, by the way. You can do up to and including 6 and then hop over to 14. Yes, that is correct. You only need to do the story step until 6 and then you can skip ahead until 14. That is correct, but you still have to do the 14th story step in Soto. Yes. I think they will remove Alacrity from Chronomancer, to be honest. Could be. I think that is something that is possible, but they said actually that Chronomancer was always like in the role, in the mindset of having something that is flexible with quickness and alacrity. So I'm not sure if they say, okay, because of balance, we will change the mindset of Chronomancers, or we say, no, this is something that we want to have in the class fantasy, in the roleplay, and we keep it because of that. So we will see. We will have to see. I don't know. I don't know. Do you know what gems to use for Celestial Epic Gear off the top of your head? I think it's called Charged. It's called, how is it called? Charged something. Charged. How is it called? Exquisite Charged Quartz Jewel. That's what you mean. So the below lower part here. Not the upper one, not the exotic one, but the Exquisite Charged Jewel. Charged Quartz Jewel. That's the one that you meant. Yes. Do you have a good class spec recommendation for newbies who want to try and start PvP Arena? I would say Reaper is a good spot. Condition Reaper. I have a guide about it on my YouTube channel. You can check that one out. I would say Condition Reaper is a really good one. I will also play that one right now just for the daily. I haven't done my daily yet, so I will do that. I think it's a really good starting spec. Yeah. I personally think that's the really good one. No, not unranked. Ranked, please. Very good. Tell me, you know, I'm a noob. In theory, crafting Black Docker give vitality, healing power, condition damage, and concentration. Do you think it would work on a Harbinger to be more offensive, but at the same time somewhat supportive? Yes, it's actually possible. You can play a more aggressive Harbinger, heal Harbinger build that plays Black Doctor. Yes, that works. Black Doctor is a specific gear stat that in my opinion, only works on 2 classes. It works on Spectre and it works on Necromancer. All Necromancers, so Scourge and Harbinger. And it works, in my opinion, quite well. So if you know what you're doing, try it out and it should work quite well. But it's not like always the best choice. So oftentimes, if you need a lot of healing, it's better to go for Harrier or Givers or something, or Minstrel. And if you need a lot of damage, sometimes you can drop the healer altogether and go for a full Viper setup. But I would say if you are in like unsure what you need, I think Plague Doctor can be a very solid choice for here. It's actually not too much of a cook. I think it's completely fine to run the Heal Harbinger build that I posted a while ago with Plague Doctor gear. Yeah, exactly. I'm only 20 gold per hour. Why waste time farming that when other farms in game are much better? It's just because you can do it 24/7, which is not a lot of farms in the game you can do that, and it's very chill. You will see that when I do it, like in a few minutes, I will try and go into Labyrinth and show how easy to get in there and how like you can farm it as a core player. So there is not a real incentive for others to like have a lot of crazy builds. You can go with exotic gear, with no gear at all, with not even level 80 characters. You can go in there and farm. Yeah, it's so easy to access. That's the most important part. Yes, there might be a farm that gives you more gold power, but it's harder to set up. Maybe it's not too easy to reach, stuff like that. That's why the Labyrinth is such a good one. That's more like it, yeah. I think getting rid of the flexibility of Chronomancer would not be a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's... I'm with you there, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think Alacrity DPS Chronomancer is really fun, and I would be sad to see it gone, but we will have to see. I will give you my opinion on that when it happens, because beforehand, maybe it will never happen, and I will just waste my words for that. So we will see. We will have to see. Always happy to help. One more pull. Always happy to help. How can I easily get Mystic Clovers? I need 60 and already got the Wizards World ones. So you can get them from PvP, World vs. World reward tracks. At the end of each reward track, if you do normal ones, the non-repeatable ones give you 7. The repeatable ones, like when there is this symbol here, repeatable, you get only 2. But those are quite reliable. If you don't play those game modes, you can either use the Mystic Forge, which is quite expensive, or you can get it reliably there as well, or go to vendors. Like, for example, I can show you here. There is a vendor here where you can just turn in stuff from the specific map. So where is it? Here. Mystic Clovers. You can purchase it here for the specific PvP currency and Mystic Coins and Ectos and Spirit Shards, and can purchase some Mystic Clovers and get the guaranteed Mystic Clovers there. And this goes for PvP, World vs. World, strike missions, raids, and fractals. And even the normal Mystic Forge vendor has a recipe like that. So you can get quite a chunk of weekly Mystic Clovers that way and don't have to engage with the Mystic Forge. Is the Candy Corn Gobbler in the shop? Yes, I think the Candy Corn Gobbler and there are a lot of promotions currently going on. You have, for example, build templates 40% off. That's really good. You have Silverfat equipment templates 20% off. And of course, you have all the style items here. But I think currently the Candy Corn Gobbler is also 20% off. So 240 for the Candy Corn Gobbler. I think it's a really, really good investment. I might even purchase it here on this account if I have to be honest, because you get the booster. Like the boosters very consistently, it's really good. I think I have to invest some gold in getting the Candy Corn Gobbler. Yeah. What is the Candy Corn Gobbler used for? Or all of them? I know there was an update on them that people are happy about, but I have no idea what it means. So the Candy Corn Gobbler is now in the Wizards Gobbler as far as I know. But I don't have it here on this account, so I cannot showcase it. There is a, so to say, there are like 20 different gobble items, so they take away one currency and give you something for it, and they could clutter up your inventory, and the Wizard's Gobbler is a gobbler that collects all the gobblers, and you have all the gobblers in one inventory slot. So that's where the Candy Corn Gobbler is now as well, as far as I know. But the important part about the Candy Corn Gobbler, why it's such a good item, is because you can get boosters from the Candy Corn. And you can just invest 15 candy corn, which is very cheap. You can just purchase some candy corn from the trading post. Where is it? And then you can spend it here. Like it costs a little bit of silver, yeah, to get some candy corn here. And then you get some boosters, yeah. And you get boosters like experience boosters, like a karma booster, like a magic find booster. You can get those boosters from just investing some candy corn, which is insane because that just gives you more value for your playtime. If you're farming loot, if you're farming experience, everything is improved if you have the boosters, and it's really good. I'm thinking, because I enjoy Harbinger more than Scourge in World vs. World. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Try it out. Try it out. Even like nowadays, it's actually a very strong pick right now, Harbinger as a support hybrid in World vs. World. So just give it a try, Filthy. Yeah. So I would say trading for 3 Mystic Coins depends, of course, if you need the currency anyone else. If you don't need the currency, it's worthwhile doing it. If you need the currency, then better not do it. So hope that helps. Yeah, Arc didn't crash. Arc this does not crash, yeah. Does Thief have an easy PvP spec for beginners? I would say Thief is not like, the problem is like, for example, Daredevil is, in my opinion, not a hard class to understand what it does. But to actually perform on it well, it's way harder. So if you like a challenge, go for it. But I would say it's not a class that is very forgiving. If you do one mistake on a Daredevil, you are dead. If you're on a Warrior, if you're on a Reaper, if you do a mistake, that means that you might lose half your life or that you might have to waste some cooldowns, but you might survive. But on a Thief, if you do one mistake, you are dead. Like, I can guarantee that. So this is why Thief can be way more punishing. And it's also like a special role of being very mobile and you want to rotate around the map. And it can be something that is very hard to understand for a new player, how to get into this mindset of doing that. That's why I think Thief is not the easiest class to start out with in PvP. But if you enjoy it, I mean, go for it, you know. It's like, if you like it and want to have a challenge, why not? Everyone grows with their challenges, I would say. Welcome, Alka. Welcome, welcome. Candy Corn Gobbler and Snowflake Gobblers are mainly for PvP and World vs. World, I would say. I would say the Snowflake Gobbler, yes, but the Candy Corn Gobbler, no. I think the Candy Corn Gobbler is amazing in PvE. It's really good. If you want to get a lot of experience and a lot of boosters going in PvE, it's really good as well. Of course, the Candy Corn Gobbler, I think you're right there. Oh my god, they dodged my fear. At least I got the... Oh my god, I'm so dead. What is this? At least they didn't get the rally here. That's the classic Necromancer, like 3 people engaging on me. I have no cooldowns, no shroud. And I'm not sure if they even like win this fight now because they lost. We lose one player, they lose maybe another one. Oh my god, what is this bloody match? Crazy, crazy, crazy. What people were happy about the boosters is that you can bulk buy the boosters before you go and only one at a time. Yes, that is a good point. I think that's actually one of the very important. I will just, they will get the rest, will they? Yeah, just kill here. And get the corrupt here. Oh, there's another one. How many? It's not even funny. We got 2 kills here. Maybe we get the rally here. Please. Classic. What is this? Silver match or something? Yeah, I think I'm still... I think I'm in gold or something. Yeah, I'm in gold. But if they would have cleaved, this guy would have cleaved for like 10% more, I would have rallied and we could have swung the fight. But now we lost it. It's quite sad. We could have won that. I think I misplayed so hard. I did not see 2 Guardians engaging on me. But we can win this match easily. I just have to focus. I will catch up and check in a second. I just want to like not throw for my team here. That's an easy kill. This guy is so dead. Let's get the interrupts going. Let's the seed chain. And this guy's dead. And we can let them bleed a little bit here. Because we get another kill here. Nice. And we can now push far. Where all of them are on respawn. Maybe we... Okay, I will do it. Okay. I tried World vs. World for the first time at weekend. My god, I died a lot. That's completely fine. You know, World vs. World or even in all game modes, it doesn't matter if you die. Just respawn and die. Try it again. Okay, this is a one-on-one that I don't really want to take. But, I mean, this guy seems predictable. Oh, and they have to block up. That's a little bit annoying. And they have this... Okay. Yep. That's the life of a Necromancer. Like getting one shot from a Thief. That's painful. Nice, we get this. Ooh, we get this rally. Ooh, my team is here. My team is here. That's what we like. Max, focus on this guy. And maybe get here. Yep, very good. The Thief is now dead. Very good, very good. We swung the fight. Good team, good team. Yeah, the Gobbler is a good thing. The Gobbler is one of the best things to get in, I would say, oh my god, in like the gem store. It's like top tier, S tier pick for value, I would say, for almost anyone. If you're at least somewhat reward interested. If you're only in for playing PvP and you don't care about any rewards, okay, maybe then it's not the thief is again on me. Who would have thought? Now we go kiting this time. And the thief has a harder time to catch me. Get the CC on the Guardian. No. Get the... Oh my god, and the pull on the Guardian. I mean, fighting in front of the spawn is a little bit annoying. Maybe we can get the kill on the thief here. Nice. We have to get the poison on... No, now we would get the rally. But we got a 3 cap for that, so I guess that's fine. Can you swap world in the Halloween event? It's full? Yes, you can do that. You can go to the... here for the LFG. And then go to Central Interior and go to squads. And then you see, look at this, how many squads are there. And you can just join any of those that don't have this exclamation mark here. And that means that your map is ready to join, that you joined this. And then you can right click on them and can say, I want to join this specific map. And this will be, so to say, your ticket to the new map. Yes, that I will showcase it after this match. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm not sure if we can get the rest here. Maybe we get the convert. Nice, we got the convert here. Maybe we can get the rally here. No, probably not. Maybe we get this guy though. Seems like he's a little bit precious. Okay. Guardian is dead here. Nice. This is... we are 100 points ahead, so we should be in a good spot, but we have to be a little bit careful here. Oh my god. Nice, we got the rally. That's why I didn't go into Shroud. I knew there was 2 people down. They are like insanely hard focused on me, I have to be honest. That's fine. We got a nice counter kill and probably get multiple kills here from that. This guy is dead. Yep. Very good. Nice. Have to be a bit careful. Don't have that many cooldowns. No, it's good. It's good. Nice. We got the interrupt on the pull. Now we can just reinforce far. Hopefully we get the decap and the cap maybe even before someone respawns. And then we should be in a good spot. Welcome, Patricia. Welcome. How are you doing today? Again, let's see if we can dodge the F1. Nice, we can dodge it again. It's quite easy if they do it from range. If they do it in melee, I'm having way more trouble. But if they're doing it from range, I can easily dodge the F1 every time. Because then I will not get the pull. And just wanted to get some possibility to go back here. CC chain this guy. I think we got them. Yep, there we go. And dodge the F1. Or the attack here. Nice. And if they don't go for rally or res, I'm a little bit sad. Hope they go for res. If they don't, I have to be a bit careful here. That was a nasty emob into... I have to disengage now a bit. Maybe I die on point. Fear this guy. Maybe we get the res, the kill here. Get the kill, please. Get the kill. Yeah, I think we get the rally here. Nice. That was way too close, but I died on point, so I got the decap out of that. That's the reason why I wanted to go back there. And maybe we can get the corrupt in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, and of course the thief is off respawn. Of course. It's fine. That's why I prefer PvP over World versus World versus World over PvP, it does not really matter how good you play. If I die several times but capture a couple of camps, it's already a bonus to my team. Dying in PvP is more impactful. Yes, of course. So that's a positive or negative, depending on what kind of player you are. If you want to carry your team, it's easier to carry in PvP. But in World versus World, you always have some kind of value. Yes, but it's just, if you have fun, that's good enough. Just respawn and die again. Exactly, that's how you do it. I'm good, having a nice day. And enjoying the Halloween event later. Now I'm just doing my dailies here on this account, and I'm happy to be back at streaming here. Nice, I got the fear interrupt. I saw the attack happening. Nice, nice, nice. We can now get the counter kill. Very good. That was actually quite a save. This guy would have been dead. They did a port stomp. I got the interrupt in the last second. So happened to turn out quite well here. Very good. I PvP for daily and World vs. World a lot now for the Legendary Backpack. Yeah, I mean, I think Guild Wars 2 is best played as playing in all game modes. Ooh, my teammate is dead. Can we get the rest here? Maybe. Let's go for the rest. Nice, we get the rally here and the kill. Not bad, we won this match. Very clean, very clean. 2 questions. What's the maximum points I can earn in World vs. World reward tracks? So I think it's around 640 or something per tick, or like 590 or something, 500, something like that per tick if you have all the boosters. Yeah, something like that. I think 340 to 350 points. I ran multiple boosters and enrichment. Yes, but you can get more if you have like all the stuff that is nice. I got the dodge here. And I would have to check in the wiki. I don't know the exact number, but it's you can boost it quite drastically. You can boost it quite high. There we go. We won. No top stats actually. Crazy. Is this Halloween event? No, this is not Halloween. I will go to Halloween event now. Second question, how do you make gold in World vs. World? So you get a lot of those things from the World vs. World reward tracks, and you would just sell everything that you get if you want to get gold. That's it. There is no like special thing where you can say, oh, you get a lot of gold doing this and that. No, just play World vs. World. Everything that you get from the World vs. World reward track, sell. And if you get like, for example, a compound currency, you can convert it to gold and get even more gold. So you can see here the weekly vendor also gives you some nice things that you can purchase for weekly stuff. So for example, the Turin exchange voucher can be worthwhile getting if you don't want to get, for example, dungeons going or stuff like that, but it's extremely expensive. It's like 30 to 50 gold. It's a lot. So I would not recommend that. But let's go into the Mad King's Labyrinth. I want to showcase a little bit of the labyrinth. There is not a nut gobbler in Guild Wars 2 so far, MD. Pretty sure there is not yet. Yes. So we go to the commander tag. And then we can farm some event. So probably, what do I want to do? I guess I will just play support Chronomancer and provide a lot of boons. That's maybe the way to do it. Let's see. We will see how much I can take with this. If not, I have to get some more other stuff going. Some other builds. But we will see how much the boon sharing and healing and stuff output is good enough. But so if you want to join a different map, you can join, like go to Central Tyria, squads, scroll down until you see a map without a exclamation mark. And then you go there and say, okay, right click the commander, join in the labyrinth if you are not in combat. Come on, go, add me out of combat, please. And you can just join the different map. Please let me leave. There we go. And then you can right click and then say, okay, I want to go in the queue. It's at 1. So I will join whenever someone leaves. That's how it works. But of course, if you are in a map that does not have currently the cap, you can just join instantly. To play other games in Guild Wars 2, other games than Guild Wars 2, I would say I play other games, but mostly Guild Wars 2 right now. Yes. Wizards World Daily are so easy in World vs. World. Yeah, World vs. World is very easy. PvP is very easy. I think PvE is by far the hardest one. Or not hardest one, but most time-consuming one. Welcome, Saren TV. Welcome. How to gear up in this game? I'm a new player, level 80 Reaper. I play your build of Perma Shroud, even though I don't have a relic, because I only have the 3 Dragon expansion. I bought my gear at the market. I have no clue on what to do to get better gear. So you can check out my Ascended Gear Guide. So one of the things that I would go, join your map. Wait 1 second and I will do that. I can't join from there, sadly. I will just join another map. It does not really matter. Any map is fine, you know, just join any map. There we go. I will join your map as soon as queue is ready. Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Intense. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, I think gearing up in Guild Wars 2, if you have exotic gear, it's already like a very, very good thing. You don't have to play Ascended gear in anything other than Fractals. It's really that easy. In Guild Wars 2, you don't need anything else than exotic gear. But of course, if you want to get better gear, to get best in slot gear, get Ascended gear, and there are like dozens of ways of getting this. So I personally would say, go for the game mode, the part of the game that you enjoy the most. So if you like Fractals, go for them. You get Ascended gear there. If you like raids, go for them. If you like open world, go for that. There are so many different ways of getting Ascended gear. And I mention all of them very concisely in my Ascended gear guide. Give me a second and I will look it up because I'm anyway waiting. So that's what we do. Give me a second. But yeah, if you have any questions, just ask. I will try to answer them. Ascended gear guide. There we go. This is the guide I posted on Twitch. On YouTube, you can just watch my Ascended gear guide. But yeah, that's a good point as well, as Alka posted. Thanks. Did my man just say nut gobbler? Yeah, someone said this. Someone said that. I said this. That's not in the game yet. It's not in the game yet. Maybe at some point, but not yet. Bonk. Exactly. Is Ascended gear character bound like exotic? No. Ascended gear is account bound, but with one, so to say, exception, because it's account bound, yes, but it's, for example, Ascended armor is light. So you cannot equip it on a warrior if you have the specific light armor piece on a mesmer. So of course, sometimes it's better to go for a class that you play another class as well. Then you have two classes that potentially can use the same gear, but they are all account bound in that sense. You can swap them. There we go. We got it to the other map. Very nice. Now we can join, hopefully, the commander tech. Hopefully we can catch up. Typically they rotate counterclockwise, so I will just do and rotate clockwise. So I will catch up to them very soon, hopefully. Come on, let me move. Yeah, I think exotic gear is like somewhat of a relic of the past. You can easily use it in all content, but it's so easy nowadays to get full Ascended gear. Oh my god, the immobilizers are annoying. So you can just do whatever you want and you will get Ascended gear like very fast. I got this quite fast. 1 second. Yeah, I got this like Ascended gear in like without even focusing on it. I focused way more on the legendary than on the Ascended gear, and I got it like in a like 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. It's really easy. It's not too bad. You just play a little bit and you will get it. Of course, I knew where to get it, but even a new player can get it within a month. So it's not a big deal. It's really not. I did a bit of World vs. World so I can level up my Reaper spec, but other players just destroyed me. Guild Wars 2, especially World vs. World, but even more in like, actually in all game modes. Guild Wars 2 is a very skill-based game. So if you come from other MMOs like Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft, those MMOs are very gear-based. So if you have the best amount of gear and someone doesn't, they will probably lose to you. That's how it works. In Guild Wars 2, as a player that has a lot of experience, if I would fight a new player that had perfect gear, full Ascended gear, and I would fight them in green gear, I will not like oversell it here, but I think it's quite likely that I would win. Yeah, it's really, Guild Wars 2 is very, very skill based. So if you know what to dodge, if you know what to hit, if you play correct builds and stuff, that's way more important than having the perfect gear. It's crazy. And that's in World vs. World, very important, but even in PvE it is like that. If I play in full exotic gear, a build that is somewhat coherent, and you play in full Ascended gear, but you have no clue what the rotation is, and I do, I will out DPS you every single time. That's just how it works. Guild Wars 2 is extremely skill-based in that regard. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's for you to decide. Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. I think that's just a fact. that Guild Wars 2 is objectively very skill-based. That's just how it is. Yeah, it's somewhat annoying to move between characters, that is true. Ascended Gear, of course, is not the best. The best one is still is the Legendary, so if you want to have like 9 different characters or 70 like I do, then yes, Ascended Gear might not be the most convenient either, but it's definitely better than Exotic Gear. There we go. So we can train this, very good. And then we have almost everything trained. We need 3 more core tier mastery points, and then we can finally get auto loot. So let's see if we can get it at some point as well. But show what to sell and what to keep during this event, don't worry, I will do that of course as well. But in general, like, if you want to get the most amount of money, probably sell everything. It's like, yeah, sure, you could maybe be lucky and get something good, but I would say just sell everything. It's like selling on the TP is never something that is like complete bad, because don't forget, you will get the money directly. So all the time that you invest to, for example, get gold out of a trigger treatback, get gold out of anything else that drops, that is time that you could have spent farming the event. So if you want to get the most amount of time farming the event, probably better to sell stuff, and then you get probably more amount of gold in the long run, to some extent. A very good player in green gear can easily kill a raid boss quicker than bad players in ascended gear. Exactly. Does Magic Find make a big difference in the Labyrinth Thumb? I would say it does make a difference, yes. If it makes a big difference, that's like depending on how you farm the lab. So if you only kill mobs, like exclusively kill the mobs, then yes, it makes a big difference. If you kill the bosses, if you do the door events and stuff like that, then Magic Find goes down a little bit in value, because you kill not as many mobs as you would with just farming the event, like killing all the mobs all the time. So I personally would say get as much Magic Find either way as you can. If you can get the most out of it, very good, and get like to the cap of 750, even better. If not, don't sweat it too much. It's not like a game changer. It's not like you will get no gold if you don't have above a certain threshold. That's not the case. I think you will, even with no Magic Find at all, get enough gold per hour that is worth doing this farm if you like it. It's definitely, if you want to get the 50 gold per hour, something that I mentioned earlier, it's definitely something that you should probably invest some time and get the most amount of boosters and that kind of stuff set up. But it's not something that changes the loot in like hundreds of times. Yeah. What about the bags? Is it worth to farm? Isn't it worth it farm for them? Yes, of course it's worth. That's the main thing about this event. You get trigger treat bags that you can then sell. That's the main reward from farming this event. You can sell them on the trading post, or you can open them if you want to get lucky or unlucky, whatever you want. I personally just sell them directly, but you don't have to. You can open them and hopefully get something more expensive, like an infusion or stuff like that, but it's not the only thing that matters. The inventory slot back, yes. So they are, in my opinion, quite worth it to get if you don't have any other inventory slots. Like I don't have that here, so I think it might be worth it for me on this account to get this here. Is it for the general player a good investment? I would say up to a certain point, yes. But if you already have like full 20 slot bags on your main character, I think it's better to use the money or sell everything that you get. And I think one of the most important parts, if you get the World vs. World reward track, for example, where is it? Here, that gives you a Halloween Pale, so a 20 slot bag at the end. The same goes for the PvP one. I would not play and do this reward track, because it doesn't give you Mystic Clovers. If you ever plan on doing any legendaries, I think it's better to farm any reward track that gives you Mystic Clovers. So I would always skip this specific festival one here. It's not worth it in my opinion. But if you are in dire needs of bag slots, I guess you can do it. But I would not recommend to do so. Is it normal to not find fun in Mad King's Labyrinth? I think it's completely fine. I think it's a very brain-off farming method. If you don't like this kind of farming and you just run around like crazy, I also should probably turn off Effectology so that we don't get flashbanged. But yeah, I think it's completely fine if you say that that's not for me. It's like a lot of people like it because it's somewhat like, I can watch something on my second monitor and I don't really care about it. What is happening, I will get the loot. That is true, but if you don't like that kind of playstyle, sure, it's not for you. And I think that's something that you have to accept. You know, Guild Wars 2 is such a big game that you can have stuff that you not enjoy, some stuff that you don't enjoy. Just play what you like, and hopefully in the long run you will still get enough gold. Yeah. The problem with the Labyrinth farm is that it's too mind-numbing. Yeah, that's why I don't do it 24/7 either. I just want to showcase it a little bit here, have some fun with you, talking about stuff, but I would not farm it 24/7 either, especially on a new account where you have so many other things to do. If you're a veteran and only in for the gold because you have everything else already unlocked, sure, maybe you can do that if you enjoy it, but if you are someone that likes to play more aggressive or like more actively, then it's probably better to play something else. Maybe play 1-2 hours per week, maybe even more, of Labyrinth farm to get some gold, but it's really, you should not do it 24/7 and then burn out the next day. That's something I would not recommend. Burning out is always slower to get gold than if you would play anything else. That's one of the most important parts about gaming, or specifically Guild Wars 2 is just do the gold farm that you enjoy doing, even if it's slightly lower gold per hour, because in the long run, if you do it longer, you will get more gold out of it than if you would have burned out. That's my tip there. Just joined the game and have no idea? Don't worry, don't worry. I have a lot of guides. You can check them out on my YouTube channel. You can just ask here in chat. We always help. So just ask. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. The game is huge, so just enjoy it. And if you have any questions, you will find people here that answer. And of course, I'm answering as well. Can you explain the benefit of the candy corn gobbler? So the candy corn gobbler converts candy corn, yeah, the stuff that I get here. Where is it? This one. This here. That you can sell, which is a decent, it's quite cheap. It converts like a few of them, I think 3 or something, into a chance of getting a booster. And the chance is very high. So you get boosters very consistently. And those boosters that you get are either experience boosters, they are magic find boosters, they are karma boosters. So boosters that's just on top of your normal gain will increase, for example, the experience that you get by 100%. Or they will increase the experience that you get, or the magic find that you get by 50 or something like that. So there is a lot of ways to increase the loot that you get for the same amount of time that you spend in the game. So that's why it's so good. Because it's just for a couple of silver, you get more gold, you get more experience, you get more loot for the same stuff that you do. That's why it's so good. That's the whole reason, I would say. Did you remove the fractal quick play feature? No, you can still use it. You can still use it. The quick play feature is still there. You have to go to fractals and then can go to level 1 and then you can still get it there, as far as I know. It should not be removed. Mad King is not fun at all, but I'm watching YouTube and stuff on the side with my brain off. Exactly. I think that's what most people do. I would say most people are not like fully engaged with their brain doing the Mad King's farm. I think that's quite unlikely, I would say. Of course, if you do that, you can do that if you like it. But I personally think it's not the most exciting farm. It's a fun farm if you do something on the side. So let's do some more answering. Yeah, the jumping puzzle is fun. We might do it later as well. I'm very bad at jumping puzzles, so strap in for a long one if I want to get this done. But it's a fun jumping puzzle, very unique for sure. We will do it later, yeah. I see the event is here. It's my first. Anything I should know beforehand? Just get in, have fun, and I will do a guide about all the activities very soon as well on my YouTube channel. But just get in. It's really like it's not a challenging event at all. It's just fun, different activities, enjoy the ride, and you will probably get to know what is good, what is fun to you in no time. Don't worry too much. It's fun. Just get in. Have copper fat, which is next to get. I would say either the silver fat if you want to salvage silver, so rare items, or if you want to get the candy corn gobbler right now. It's a really good investment in my opinion, especially if you want to get the most for your playtime. I really recommend that one. So you can get to this in Lion's Arch to talking to all of those NPCs in the northern part, but they are all across the world. So if you see a haunted door, you can get to the Mad King's Labyrinth and stuff like that. It's really easy to get there. And in general, if you don't know how to get in, just ask a wiki. The wiki always tells you as well. But I would say just go to Lion's Arch. There are so many NPCs that you can talk to, and they will always transfer you into the Mad King's Labyrinth or even the Mad King's Raceway and all that good stuff. Yeah. Yes, it's also good if you want to level your characters, because you can farm this at level 1. You can join this event and level your character here very fast because you kill so many mobs. But it's definitely like there are so many events to make, so many things to make use out of this event. But of course, if it's not for you, then don't do it. There are so many other things. Nice. I'm doing the farm while watching you do the farm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe I should also watch someone else on my second monitor while doing the farm, and we have some nice, like, interesting thing going on where everyone is watching someone that is doing the farm. Yeah, I guess that's what we need to do. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not the most exciting thing. So I think I could not do this like for 8 hours straight. I would probably be like completely brain rotten after this. Can you still get paperback head? I think you can. I think you can. I think this is a forever feature in that regard. Yeah. Do you think a quickness scrapper is good? Yes, I think quickness scrapper is really good. You have super speed, you have some nice boons, and a lot of damage, or range damage. That's the more important part. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. Is the Executioner's X on sale? I think it's definitely there. I'm not sure if it's on sale. We have to check. Let's check. Wait. Yes, it is. The Executioner's outfit is on sale. 20% off. So now is the time to get it. Maybe I should make a short announcement video or something that you can get all the good stuff right now, like the copper fed, like the build templates, equipment templates, the gobbler, the Candy Corn Gobbler, the Executioner's outfit. They are all really good things if you want to get the gem store items. Yeah, good point, good point. I didn't buy gems on time. Now I gotta surrender my precious gold. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, the gem prices always spike during those events, so it's like sometimes it's not even worth to buy it during the sale. You know, sometimes it's better to wait after that because the gem prices will recover a bit. That can happen. Yeah. Would you say that doing AoE boon support is better for tagging than someone with good cleave? I think in an ideal world you want to have both, but you can do the boon support like I'm doing here completely fine. I think both of it works. You can see we have a rather good setup of the boons, so we have subgroups and stuff. That's why boons works quite well. If you have just a 25-person squad all in one subgroup, then it might not work as well, especially if you have like 25 heralds. But if you have a mixed squad with all the boons that we have like here set up, then it's definitely fine. I think it highly depends on the setup of the party, if boon is more effective or if AoE damage is more effective. But in general, I would say play the thing that you enjoy, because in the long run, if you burn out because you don't like the class or the stuff that you're doing, it's probably not the best thing. Do I get credit for the clock tower if I do the easy one? So you can get some achievements and some rewards for it, but you will not get the specific achievements for the timed one. So there are some achievements for completing the timed one 5 times. Of course, those achievements you will not get. Yes. I should do miss being unemployed and farming Labyrinth all day last year. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would agree to this, but I guess if you like that, sure, Winslow, sure. Full stacks of bags is less than 10 gold. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are farming this event right now, and there might be changes in the prices at some point, depending on what is currently happening. But it's not that much gold, yeah. You need to farm a lot to make a lot of money with this. It's not something that you will just like join in 10 minutes and you're rich. That's not how it works, yeah. Templates on sale too? Yes. I'm kind of worried though. I have so many dailies. Yeah, there are a lot of dailies to do in Guild Wars 2 if you wanted to get them all done. You will probably be done after like 12 hours or something. Yeah, so Guild Wars 2 is a big game nowadays. At some point you have to make some cuts and say, okay, maybe that's not the daily that I need to do anymore. Maybe others are more important. Make some priorities, I guess. Pro versus cons, if everyone has heralds or too many of them, things can take too long to die, and you compete for boons, so only player with the highest gets the credit. Exactly. Thanks, Valka, for mentioning that. Exactly. Is there anything else I need to know? I'm a be quickness humming with the staff and relic of speed first time. I think it's actually just follow the commander, try to take everything while also providing a lot of boons, and just don't get stuck behind. You know, that's what I'm doing here, like a little bit slow here. So just try to provide boons a lot of the times, and even if there's no enemy nearby, just try to provide boons to your allies, because then you will still get the credit if they are like across the map and get a kill. So it's like, other than that, just follow the commander and stick on the group. That's really like the main thing. That's the main thing. And if you don't have auto loot, press F like crazy. You don't see my keyboard, but I'm pressing like F, 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 F all the time. Yeah. So that's probably the thing that you would do as well if you don't have auto loot. Do thief poisons count as boons for contribution? Because they deal damage to the foe that the allies hit with, yes, that can count to the contribution even if you haven't hit the foe. Yes. Not the venom itself though. I might be, yeah, so also the third way is to optimize with both in mind, support and tagging, exactly. So you would try to play a build that has some AoE attacks while also providing a lot of boons. That's the typical best recommendations that you can get. But also, like you can see here, having a squad set up so that we have all the boons permanently for everyone, for every single player in the squad, makes this so that you can also kill the bosses quite fast. And we can also like make sure that we always have the boon contribution going so that I can provide, for example, quickness, and our Scourge in the party can provide the alacrity. So we can also have like shared support in that sense, and we don't override each other's boons. That can also help. Do you get court hero experience? Yes, you get here court hero experience. That is correct. So that's quite good if you want to level your core masteries, but there are not that many, so typically you will be done in probably a shorter amount of time than you would expect. So you get some spirit shards most of the time only, which is also good gold, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Worth to make Gen 3 legendary, for example, sword and sell? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth it. It's one of the like best gold making methods if you are farming the Generation 3 legendaries and sell it. If you like the End of Dragon maps, that's one of the best things to get gold nowadays. Yeah. Of course, only if you enjoy the grind. If you don't like the maps or don't like the map completions, it's definitely not worth it. But if you like them or if you don't mind them, yes. Good thing, good thing. What dailies do you think are worth doing? That's not an answer, not a question that I can answer with one specific thing. I think it heavily depends on where you are in your progression in Guild Wars 2. So if you're a veteran and have done all of the like full ascended, full legendary gear even, then you have completely different dailies that I would say are worth doing than someone that doesn't have full ascended gear yet and stuff like that. I think it highly depends also on what kind of content you like. So for example, if you like PvP, I think getting all the dailies from PvP in the Wizard's Vault is very worthwhile. But if you're, for example, someone that really dislikes instance content, then you would never do instances like fractals or raids. You would rather do some world bosses that you should get done every day or something like that. So I think it's really important that you understand everyone has their own playstyle, and then everyone should set their own goals, what to go for, and then you have their own dailies that you should probably say, this is the daily that I want to continuously do every single day. That's what I would recommend. So let's catch up in chat here. Obsidian Armor Grind is burning the hell out of me, and there's 3 sets of this. Yeah, it's horrible, Ra. I was doing that as well, especially for the tier 2 ones. You get a lot of meta events that you have to do, and that takes a while. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm done with it. How much grindier would you say Halloween versus Dragon Bash or Sephiroth events? It's like multiple times. Dragon Bash and Sephiroth events, they are not grindy at all. This one here is a lot of grinds because you can get unlimited gold in that regard. So it's like way grindier. Yeah. What about Chrono with Greatsword? I think Greatsword is decent, but I would not say Chronomancer is the best. I think it's better for Mirage. So if you want to be a tagging build on Mesmer, I think the best one is Mirage. I don't have a Greatsword here, I think. Let's check. No. But if I would have a Greatsword, I could showcase this, but a Greatsword is insane. You get so much stuff from having the Mirage dodge, the Ember skill, which you can use to take a lot of mobs. That's a really fun build. It's really strong, I would say it's the best tagging build for Mesmer right now if you want to play a DPS build. Yeah, for sure. Let's get the reinforced buff and get sell some stuff. I have to be careful to not sell important stuff here. Okay. No, I don't have anything that I can put here, sadly. I have some items in the back that I can only destroy should I destroy it or sell it to my merchant if that's possible. So I would say everything that you don't know what you're doing or what it's worth or where to use it, I think going and checking, for example, if it says trophy or something, you can easily sell it. If you are someone that wants to like get the most amount of money for it, then selling it on the trading post if possible is better than selling it to a vendor typically. If you sell it only, if you can only sell it to a vendor, that's good enough as well. But typically I would say the best thing to do if you have other things that you can like save it, have some space on other characters, that's what I meant, then probably it's better to save it because sometimes you never know. But for example, this one here says clearly trophy. I can instantly sell it to a vendor. And some items that I have here, for example, this one, I cannot sell to a vendor. It doesn't have a specific value to me. I can just destroy it. That's what I would do. So if you have no space, go to a vendor, sell everything that you don't need. And if you have something that you don't know if you need, maybe save it. Or if it says trophy or something or just value of an achievement, then sell it instantly. That's how I would do it. Staff Mirage with full Celestial is okay. I think it's better to run with a greatsword and like use your ambush skill all the time. That's in my opinion better. Okay, let's go. We go. Wow, Thief is super fun. I used all my tomes, so I'm on level 80. Perfect, very good. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. Thief is good, and if you have any questions or any builds that you're looking for on my YouTube channel, oh my god, I'm on the wrong build now. If you're looking for any builds, you can also check out my YouTube channel. Let me switch, there we go. That's what I wanted. How do I do trick or treat homesteads? I actually not sure, maybe someone knows here. At doors you can tag more than anyone, up to 12 targets. That's true, that's true. Like, this Greatsword Mirage build is extremely strong in tagging. It's really, really good in tagging. But of course you have to be always where the enemies are. So if you are like standing too far behind and you are out of line of sight or something, you will not tag them. So if I'm standing like here and the mob dies here I provided the boon, I will get the loot. If you're on a Mirage, you will not get the loot because you have to tag them. But I can provide some alacrity on top of that, so you're actually not that bad for that. Mirage is really good for that one as well. Ring up bell decoration either at the homestay or guild hall. Yes, that's how it works. There we go, we did the achievement. Look how many achievement points I got, already over 100 today, so doing good, doing good. Is a bag of coins worth buying? Yes. The 90 ones, or they are limited ones, they are crazy worth. They are really, really big amount of money that you can get from Wizard's World. Even the ones that you have unlimited access to in the Wizard's World, even those are worth buying if you have bought everything else. So those are worth buying if you bought everything else that is worth it to you. If you want to have a more concise and crazy debate about what's worth it and what's complete trash, check out my YouTube channel. I have a tier list about the Wizard's World where I talk about every single item in there. Is it okay to do those labyrinths event as a relative casually going in blind? Yes, of course. Why shouldn't it? Like, most people here are very casual players. It's only like a very small fraction that want to do this really try-hard event. It's really like, just go in, have fun. That's the important part, and you will get loot no matter what. You might get a little bit more loot if you optimize it a bit more, but it's really not that much of a difference. It's just have fun, go in, and don't worry too much. I think Guild Wars 2 is nowadays becoming even more casual than it always was. Can I provide boons with Mirage? Yes, you can provide Fury and Alacrity. Those two are probably the ones that you can get most reliably. I want to farm Candycon, but I need my daily Druid runestone first. Don't worry, you will get the runestone and then you can farm the Candycon. One thing after the other. That's take it slow, you will get there. Is this event good for getting exotic gear? I mean, I would say everything that gives you gold is good for getting exotic gear because you can just buy exotic gear from a trading post, like going for armor, chest, and then say, I want to get exotic. Yep, there you go. Exotic gear is available through the trading post if you have gold. So yes, this event gives you gold, therefore it's good for getting exotic gear. But purchasing exotic gear directly, or like getting it directly from drops, I would say that's probably not the event for it. But if you're lucky, I guess some mobs can also drop exotics, I guess. But more like getting gold, buying it from the GP, more reliable. If I want to use Spear on Chronomancer, I just need to buy Chantervalds. Yes. So you need to buy Chantervalds, and then you need to do like 2 or 3 story steps and unlock it. Yes. But you can also play World vs. World a bit, and then you can also get it for free, so to say, and purchase some item there. Yes. So in general, it's like way easier to unlock than, for example, the rifle for Mesmer here, because that's way more annoying. But the Spear unlock is somewhat early in the story, or at least you can also get it from World vs. World, which is way more, I would say, casual friendly if you don't like the story. Ah, that's true. You can get the Lunar armor set, which is stat selectable. Good point here. But I also want to mention here, it's like exotic gear nowadays is also quite easy to obtain from World vs. World, for example, or like the Lunar one here. So I think exotic gear nowadays is quite easy to come by. I think it's more important that you focus on ascended gear first, or that's the easier thing to, or the more important thing to get, because ascended gear is obviously a little bit better than exotic. Is Celestial a good substitute for like Berserker gear? I wouldn't say so. Celestial gear is more like a defensive gear stat that is focused mostly on Condi builds typically, and very defensive builds. If you want to play a Berserker build, so a very offensive direct damage build that just does a lot of burst damage, Celestial gear is typically not very comparable. It's quite the opposite, I would say. It's tanky and rather slow paced. It works very well in all game modes, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's a little bit of a different playstyle. What about Warclaw and Labyrinth to take mobs? I mean, I guess you can, but most players don't want that. Most players running around without mobs, without mounts, and want to tag the mobs directly with their attacks, because then everyone gets the loot and you don't have to like everyone mount up, and it's just a little bit annoying, especially with the doors, some of the door events you want to do, and that means that you, with the mount, is not very convenient. Welcome, Loco, welcome. I usually casually play one character and play Necromancer, but I feel like it's growing on me, which of those feel more rewarding to play over time? Game modes, PvE, World vs. World, PvP, Elementalist or Thief? I think Elementalist is a little bit more flexible. There we go, we got the Lunatic shoulder box already. Not bad. That's the one that you meant. There we go. We can have stat selectable light armor. Very good. Account bound on acquire. Very good. And we can now select the stats from it. Really cool. But yeah, I would say Elementalist is better in all game modes for flexibility, and you have different builds to play. But if you like Thief more, Thief has a lot of different builds that are really good in all game modes as well. You just have to play the build that is a little, or the class that is a little bit more intriguing to you. I like both of them. I would recommend both of them. I think Elementalist nowadays has more builds to play. Doesn't mean they are more fun to you though. Does Spear Mirage work in roaming? Yes. It's a very burst focused roaming build. It's somewhat strong if you can play it. It's quite weak if you don't know what you're doing, because you're very, very squishy. If I'd start over new, I would get exotic Berserker assassin pieces for dirt cheap, then raid and get ascended stuff there. Exactly. I think it's like, typically my recommendation is starting out on a new account, playing a DPS build that is focused on power DPS, because you can get Berserker and Assassin's gear from the trading post and you don't have to do anything for it. And then you play the game modes like Fractals, Raids, Strike Missions, and get Ascended gear from there. And then you can purchase any gear that you want from Ascended, like getting, I don't know, healer stats with Harrier, or getting Viper stats, or getting whatever ritualist stats. All of that stuff you can get with the Ascended gear, and it's way more annoying to get with the exotic gear. So I would think the best part for a new player that just doesn't know what exactly build they want to play yet, you just start out with Berserker gear and swap later to something that might be a build that you enjoy a bit more. Yeah, that's a good point there, Nova. Lunatic gear's drop shots? No, the Lunatic gear comes from achievements. it's not drop chance based or something. You just have to do some achievements for it and you will get it. Thanks, Nicola. Really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot. And I'm always happy to help. If you have any other questions, just let me know. Let's not forget the loot here. Yeah, I'm always happy, Moti. I think my main goal is to make more content for you so that we all have more people in the game. That's we like Guild Wars 2 all, hopefully here. And the only thing that Guild Wars 2 is missing, in my opinion, or at least one of the major things, is more players to play it. And that's why I make more content, because that hopefully helps more new players to stick to the game, try it out, hopefully enjoy it. And that's what we need, more players to the game. How do you make your cursor look like that? So I have a specific Blishut add-on. Blishut is a legal third-party add-on, and in there I have the mouse cursor add-on, which makes my mouse cursor blue, and it makes it more visible, and I can also see it when I press when I move my camera, which is somewhat nice, especially in competitive modes where you can lose track of the mouse quite easily, or in all game modes for that matter actually. So I think it's quite worthwhile. I have a guide how to set it up, !mouse in the chat, and then you will see how to make that work. But in general, it's like very easy. Just get the Blishut add-on and you will be completely fine. Why are people buying the Toy X? So I would say some people probably buy it for the skin and the outfit, but the Toy X itself is an item. I have a short on my YouTube channel, which shows it very drastically how fast you can move with the specific tool. It's giving you an item that you can use out of combat in areas specifically like dungeons or fractals where you cannot use mounts out of combat. So you can use this item to move very fast. It's a costume brawl attack, so to say, and it lets you move like 2000 range or something. It's really long range, very fast, especially with super speed. It's really, really fast. So I would say if you want to play those game modes like fractals and dungeons specifically very often, it's a must buy. Maybe together with one of the Choya Pinata Tonic is the same, so one of those two. And if you don't play those game modes, don't bother. That's my tip. I'm returning after 8 years, and the stuff have helped me a lot to get back. That's perfect. Glad to hear that. Welcome back to the game. Welcome, welcome. So many people are not in the instance. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Loco. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Really nice. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying my stuff. More to come, more to come. Thanks. I heard this event is good for leveling alts. Yes, it is. You just like follow exactly the same thing I'm doing here on a level 80 character, and you just do the same thing, just with a character that is not level 80, and you get a lot of experience doing this. You might die sometimes because you get hit harder, but it doesn't really matter. You just get rest or just survive, and then in the long run you will get more loot and more experience, and you will level your character like very, very fast. Yep, that's it. If I consume experience boost with 50% gold find plus the chocolate, is it 90%? So yes, I think it's the chocolate Omnom Berry bar, or how it's called. Omnom Berry bar, this one. Yes, this stacks. This is 90% gold find, then yes, that is correct. That's how it works. That's a really good food for this event because you get actually some mob kills, and all of them might drop you some small amount of copper. And if you kill like insane amount of mobs, this might in the long run give you a couple of silver. Let me hydrate. Yeah, definitely a good food, and it stacks. Yeah. Are they relatively interchangeable, the Choya Pinata Tonic or the X? Yes, they are. Like, I would say get the one that is easier for you to get. As soon as you have one, it doesn't matter. They are both working exactly the same, and they don't have any like big advantages. Just maybe get the one that is easier to acquire if you don't have any. That's it. Yeah. How do I level warrior in lab? Just create a character, a warrior, and join the labyrinth from Lion's Arch. Join in, and doesn't matter which level you are. Go in there and follow any commander that is currently there. And you will be able to get experience if you kill mobs or provide some boons to allies. Doesn't matter if you're level 80 or if you're level 10. Works exactly the same. Yeah. So now I've bought Berserker setup and weapons, I'm all tapped out of gold. What tip would you say is the best to get gold as a new buy? Yeah, there are so many things in Guild Wars 2 to get gold. It's really hard to say this is the thing you should do it. But I would say if you enjoy the Labyrinth as a noob, it's one of the things that you don't have to understand a lot. Just go in, Labyrinth, get some like trick-or-treat bags, and you can just sell them. I'm almost at a stack already. I can sell them, get some loot. If you don't like that, then maybe farm some fractals, stuff like that. It's really good. Get in, fractals are really good gold as well. Do some world bosses, stuff like that maybe. There are so many things. I have like, I don't know, dozens of gold guides on my YouTube channel. Check those out if you want to get more in depth there. But I would say just find something that you like. Almost anything in Guild Wars 2 gives you good gold. It's just, you have to grind a bit more, I guess. Thanks a lot for the Prime. I love that drink. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your support. Gold find is not the same as experience from kills? Yes, it's not the same as from experience from kills, but if you want to get more gold find, then this food is good. But if you meant that you want to get more experience from kills, that's definitely not the same. It's completely different. A lot of food gives you more experience from kills, and that's good, of course. Gives you more spirit shards in the long run. But if you want to get more gold from mobs, then you have to get the gold find up. That's a different stat altogether. Most people recommend selling unidentified boxes on the auction house, but there's almost an infinite amount of buy orders for them, so who buys them? So there you can make money, a lot of money, like over 200 gold per hour if you just open unidentified gear. Like just those stacks of unidentified gear, you open them, salvage them, make some processing going on, and get some gold, like 200 gold per hour. It's very tedious, it's very boring, but if you know all the drop rates and stuff, you can get a lot of gold by opening them, salvaging them, and that kind of stuff. I have a whole series on my YouTube channel about how to make gold with unidentified gear. But in the like for 99.9% of the players, this is either too tedious, it's too boring, or it's straight up not worth it because they don't know how to do it. So the short answer is there are like a handful of players that buy crazy amounts of those and make money with it. And most of the community is providing those items to them so that they don't have to open them and get quick money. That's just how the economy works. Does that mean it's good? No, not at all. That's just how it works. I will not make a statement if that's like healthy or not, but that has been like the case for the last years since Path of Fire came out. Good time to use an experience booster to level in. Yeah, there are experience boosters even on not a character that you want to level, even on a character that you like are already level 80 is really good to get the experience booster going because the experience booster gives you more spirit shards. So that helps a lot. Yeah. I don't understand how to complete 2 dailies for Halloween event, how to ring a bell in a homestead or guild hall. You need to build it first? No. You can just go to a homestead or a guild hall from someone else and you just have to ring the door there. It's really easy to do. Alka explained it earlier very nicely. Maybe he can do it again. But it's really like, it's very, very like straightforward, I would say. How to participate in costume troll battle? So you need someone that is also in the costume troll. And the easiest way of getting there is typically in Lion's Arch, where the Mystic Forge is. If you jump in the Mystic Forge, you get, during Halloween, transformed in a skeleton or something like that. And this is a costume. And then if someone else is there, you just attack them and you will be in a costume brawl. That's the easiest way. Typically, players are always there, or just ask in map chat. There are always players that are willing to help with the costume brawl achievement. It's really easy. Like just getting in the Mystic Forge or any, like for example, a tonic. Maybe I have some here. No. But you can get tonics or something from the trick-or-treat bags, for example. There are a lot of different ways to get transformations going. You can just purchase a tonic from the TP for 2 copper or something as well. And for example, the toy X is also a costume brawl thing that we mentioned earlier from the trading post from the gem store. But it really does not matter. You don't need a specific costume. Any works. Yeah. Thanks, Alka. Thanks. Welcome, Twister. Glad I managed to catch the stream for once. How would you sell the bags? So if they are currently exactly 1 copper apart, I would instantly sell them. If they are not 1 copper apart, like currently, I will just sell list them. That's what I would do. If you want to waste some time and have chances of getting more loot, then you can open them. But I would say for most players, it's more worth it to just instantly sell them or like sell order them. So sell list them, because I would say farming the event makes more sense than like opening the chests and hoping, like cleaning up your inventory after that. But if you like doing that, if you are someone that feels lucky, sure, go for it. But I would just sell list them. Would you say the Necro or Thief is better in the Labyrinth? I would say Thief is slightly better because it's faster and has more tagging potential, but you can make Necromancer work as well. It's like, I would say Thief is S tier, Necromancer is A tier for me. But come on, it's like, if I make a tier list, like a Labyrinth tier list, people would probably go on the fence and completely like destroy me verbally in the comments. So it's just like, play what you like. In the long run is probably better anyway if we have more different classes playing, because then you will have more kill participation and tagging going on than if everyone would play Herald, for example. Yeah. Selling it 6 months later brings a lot of profit. Yes, if you can wait for that, it's definitely a big profit. But don't forget, also the amount of players opening them then is way lower. So now the demand of those chests or the bags is way higher than it is across the whole year. So yes, they might go up in price quite drastically, but also the demand goes down quite drastically. So you have to find a sweet spot where it works for you. Yeah, exactly. Shotbow Thief. Yeah, the Hexer outfit is quite nice. I like that. I like that as well. Do you think Ritualist will have some good spot in World vs. World roaming or Zerging? Yes, in Zerging it will be very good, I would say. In roaming, I'm not sure, depending on the numbers. So before or in the beta event, Ritualist was absolutely busted in competitive modes as a power tanky build, and that was the same for roaming and SPVP. So if that stays like that, it will be insanely strong. If it is somewhat like, how can I say? If it's somewhat like nerfed or crazy nerfed, then it might not be like that. But I personally think it's quite likely that it will be quite strong for both those modes, yeah. I'm from Germany, yes. Sorry for my pronunciation. I'm trying my best here. Yeah, the exit gives it away. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, I mean, if you have any questions here in chat, just ask. And I also want to mention we have a Discord server. If you want to join the Discord server, you can also ask questions there all the time. We have very nice people. Even if I'm not online, there's always someone that is willing to help. And with the new expansion coming up, we also, that's the cool part, will do more stuff together. For example, like raid, fractal training and that kind of stuff. And strike missions trainings, challenge mode trainings and stuff like that. And this will be organized over our Discord server as well. So if you want to get that done, new player, veterans alike, everyone is welcome as long as you are friendly and welcoming. That's all we need. So be sure to check it out. Link is of course in the description of the stream on Twitch and YouTube. Exactly. Battle Princess memes. Exactly. Should I get the Runecrafter Salvage or Medics if I have the other two already? So I would say if you're someone that salvages a lot, like wants to make a lot of money using specifically salvaging, then yes, Runecrafters is very worth it. If you have the Copper Fed or Matic already, and you have the Silver Fed already, and you are just a casual player or someone that doesn't really engage a lot with opening unidentified gear all the time, then I would say it's not top priority, but it will be a worthwhile investment at some point. So if you are like willing to spend some gems now to get more profit in the long run, sure, go for it. But I personally would say it's not the highest priority. It's way more important to have Copper Fed or Runecrafter. If as soon as you have one of them, it's like you have like 90% of the money that you can get. That's what I would recommend. But of course, if I would be you and I'm someone of a like to be efficient, then I would always get this as soon as I have the chance, and it's currently on sale, so good chance to get it. Exactly. What about the Canicon Gobbler? The Canicon Gobbler costs 240 or something. I think it's 240, yeah, on the gem store right now, so it's really cheap. It's very cheap, and it's so worth it in my opinion. So I think it's way more worth it to get the Canicon Gobbler than getting like a third infinite salvaging kit. I'm not joking. It's the Canicon Gobbler is so worth it. it doesn't matter if you only play PvE, if you play competitive modes, everywhere this is just a good item. Like, you can use it on any situation and it will probably give you more rewards. The only exception would be if you probably like raiding 24/7. I guess then it's not that worth it. But for like most players that play open world or play PvP or world versus world, this is probably like the best item in the gem store. Maybe. I don't know. It's really good. Yeah. Yes, it costs 3 candy corn. So it's like, it doesn't give you like 2 hours of buffs for like 3 candy corn, but you can stack it up quite easily. So it's like one of the main like sinks of candy corn. So it's really, really good. Really, really good one. Nice, we did it. So we want to do some other things as well, but let's do a little bit more of the Halloween labyrinth, and later I want to show some other stuff as well of the Halloween event. What makes the gobbler so good? So, like I said, it costs 3 candy corn. A candy corn is like, let's say, 70 copper. So you can get 1 boost chance of like, I don't know, a few minutes, 5 minutes or something, for 2 silver. So if you use 100 candy corn, you get like let's say 3 hours, or like, no, let's say you get for, let's do a rough calculation. Let's say for 2 gold, you get like a boost of 1.5 hours, roughly, just like depending on the luck, of course, but 1.5 hours of an experience boost and all the other boosts for 1 to 3 gold. It's like really good. It's like normally a boost, if you buy it on the trading post, it would not be that worthwhile, but you get, no, it's actually less. Let me think about it. It's actually less. It's like 1, you get like, it's like 10. Yeah, it's like, it's really, it's not that much. You get it so easy. The boosts are so cheap and you get them very consistently. So if I have it here on this account, I would run with all the boosters for a couple of gold forever. It's really good. Yeah. But why do I need more experience? So if you reach level 80, you can level your mastery, like you can see here. Masteries are the end game progression in Guild Wars 2. If you have all the masteries done already, then you can get spirit shards. And spirit shards is one of the currency there's a lot of veterans need for crafting legendaries or any things in Guild Wars 2. And it's an account-bound currency, so you have to farm it yourself. You cannot purchase it from another player. So it's very worthwhile to get this. So I personally would always recommend having a booster if you are in a farm train, like always. It's really, really worthwhile. But of course, if you don't care about this for whatever reason, sure, then anything works and don't go for it, sure. But I would say it's probably better for most players to have the boosters, or at least the option. Yeah. What food is good for this event? Well, I would say any food is good, because most foods give you plus 10% experience from kills, which is really good for the more experience, of course. If you want to get the most amount of gold, you would probably go for the Omnom Baby bar that I showed earlier. Give me a second. Those ones, because they give you more magic find and also give you 40% more gold from monsters. It can be a little bit more gold that you get that way, but it's really not like, it increases like those coppers that you get here that you see on the right side. So I get sometimes a little bit of copper. This will be increased if I have some more gold find from this one. But Ascended Foods is also really good. But it's really like, you should go for the food that you have access to. For example, Ascended Food can be good because it gives you some specific other buffs. Or you can go for, what I also mentioned here. I would say the Magic Find Utility buff food, I think, how is it called? There are specific Halloween ones that you can also get for more Magic Find. This is good. But I would say in general, like, increasing the Magic Find as high as possible is always good. If you reach exactly like 750 Magic Find or higher, then you are at the max Magic Find cap, which is obviously increasing the rarity of items that drop, which in the long run gives you more trick-or-treat bags and other stuff. So the trick-or-treat bags themselves are not affected by Magic Find, but the loot that drops from enemies is affected. So that's why Magic Find is so good for this event as well. Especially if you open no doors at all, then the Magic Find gets more important. Stuff like that can be, of course, taken into account with the food as well. Yeah, don't worry. Always happy to help. Always happy to help. would you also get the copper and the silver fat if you already have the Runecrafter Salvage-O-Matic? So it depends a bit on what kind of player you are, Patricia. I would say personally, I would get it because I'm someone I like to be efficient. I want to do the stuff that I know is the most efficient. And for me, on my main account, it was always a no questions asked thing. But if you're someone on a budget, you don't want to spend money on stuff that you might actually not play in the long run or use a lot of the times, then I would say having the silver fat for rare gear and having the Runecrafter for blue or green gear is good enough. I think the copper fat and the Runecrafters can be interchanged, and you only need one of them. Of course, it's optimal if you would go for both of them, but I think it's okay to only have one of them. The silver fat is something of a different item, I would say, because rare gear, it's quite important to have the silver fat, but you can easily say, like I do here on this account, I run around with a Mystic Salvage Kit because you don't get like this crazy amount of rares. So you can just have no silver fat at all and use the Mystic Salvage Kit all the time. So I would say the best one is probably copper fat or Runecrafter, one of those two. And then you can, if you are on a budget, go a little bit lower. But that's just what I would recommend, yeah. But you can also salvage rares with the copper fat. Yes, of course you can do that. But you will waste some money then, or some chance to get more Ectos. Because if you compare that, like for example this one, the Fine Salvage Kit here, with the Mystic Salvage Kit, I will have a 25% chance of rare materials, and here I have a 15% chance of rare materials. So that means I will just lose a little bit of chances of getting Ectos, which on one single salvage is not that problematic. But if I do it like thousands of times, then at some point I will lose quite a lot of gold doing this. So I would say for rare gear, so yellow gear, I would always use the yellow salvage kit. Quite easy to remember. And I have a full guide on my YouTube channel where I talk very concisely, but like completely detailed and very comprehensively about the specific like topic of salvaging, when to use what and when you want to min-max and stuff. But in general, I would say the most important part is for level 76 and above, rare gear and exotic gear, use at least the rare salvage kit. That's the takeaway, I would say. The verdict of my, or TLDR, so to say. You should definitely take this rare salvage kit for that. Yeah. Yes. Yes. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. So we want to try out all the Halloween events. So what do we have? We have the Mad King's Clock Tower. We have the Lunatic Inquisition. We have the Reaper's Rumble. We have so many different things that I want to showcase here. They are obviously not even close to like that much farm efficient as this specific event, but I think they are like a fun activity. So if you are someone that wants to have some fun and have some, I just would say some different flavor, Halloween atmosphere and stuff, then be sure to give it a try. And I will showcase it here on stream as well. And I'm not the best at any of those events, so don't expect some crazy gameplay here. But it's fun. And we will also maybe do the Mad King Sass later. See when that happens. Typically at the full hour. You have to check that though. Let's check that. I think it's probably in 1 hour. Or in like 20 minutes. Let's check that. I also like to be efficient, so I might take the advantage on the discount. Yeah, I think if you like to be efficient, the discount right now is very worthwhile, especially if you have some gems saved up, because don't forget the gem prices, the transaction here, the currency exchange is also spiking when like a lot of discounts are happening. So if you want to get the most amount of value, you should probably always have a big stock of gems, and when there is a discount happening, you then use it. If you now purchase the gems, you make some sale profit, so to say, on the gems or on the gem item, but you will make some loss on the gem to or gold to gem transaction. So I would say it might in the long run be still worth it. It might not, depending on what kind of item and how many people are actually doing the transaction. But in either way, I think it's the good item to get. Yes. Full hour, exactly. It's on the full hour, and I think it should be like in 20 minutes. I'm not sure. I have to double check because it's only happening every 2 hours. Let's see. But I think yes, it happens in 20 minutes. So we will definitely want to join that one because it's a fun event and also gives some nice achievements. And I want to showcase it here. I want to show every single part of the Mad King's like realm, so to say. Yeah. I have 1k gems unused. Perfect. That's the perfect situation you want to be in. You have already gems lying around. You just use them for items that you right now have a sale on. That's the perfect use of gems. I think if you are willing to spend some real money on the game, now is also a good time because of course you get a lot of value from the discounts then. But of course, if you are in the game and you have no gems right now, it might still be worth it, of course, to convert it gold into gems and purchase the items, for example, the Executioner's Axe or the Runecrafter's Salvage-O-Matic or something, or the Candy Corn Gobbler. Yeah. Definitely handy in the long run, for sure. Yeah. And you can see how much loot I'm getting here. And if I would have the Candy Corn Gobbler, my experience here would be like probably like 3 times the amount, even higher than that. So I can get my experience way higher than that. I'm not like crazy in the farm mindset right now, but it's definitely something that is like worth doing. Okay, we farm for 5 more minutes and the commander is anyway done. And then we can go to another event here. But yeah, this is definitely a really good event for getting some gold. And I can definitely see the arguments of people saying this is a boring event. I would probably not do it for much longer than this specific like farm that I'm doing right now, because it's at some point it's like really like tedious to continue doing and like to fall asleep at some point. But some people like this, you know, some people like this kind of farms. I know people that farmed like thousands of gold during Halloween doing this event over and over and over. I mean, do what you like. That's the thing. Nice, you know, so you see our commander is like farming since the beginning. So like this will be like almost 4 hours. That's commitment. And I mean, there are some people that do this every single day for multiple hours a day. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. I wouldn't say that's what I enjoy in the game. I want to have more active gameplay, but there are worse things to do in the game, for sure. But you're not getting those candies outside the game, outside of the event. Doch. So there is a German word for that. I'm always looking at that. But there is a German word, doch. Yes, you get this. So those candy trick-or-treat bags, those you will also drop from other enemies outside of the things. So you will get those from random achievements, random mobs during Halloween. That's really weird, but yes, that's how it works. Does it mean it's like the good farm to farm anything else? No. It's definitely the only thing that works, or the best thing that works for trick-or-treat bags is of course the Halloween mobs here. But you can get those trick-or-treat bags from other events as well. Yes. So it's not only there. Yeah, don't worry, Breaking That. Welcome, welcome. Level 40 Mesmer at the moment, using Greatsword, Sword, Sword on your build sheet. What build exactly I should start looking at? I hear you say Mirage, but you have a few. Which one, please? So during leveling, I would say play and try different builds, try different gears, traits and stuff like that, because leveling is really like, you have fun, it's quite easy, you can play whatever you want. As soon as you get level 80, I would say you decide on which kind of build you want to play. Mirage is more like aggressive, typically, it's a DPS build. But you can also play it support, typically it's DPS, so like full aggressive. And if you want to be more supportive, I would say go for Chronomancer, and you play a completely different gear set for that. So let me know what you want to play at level 80, and I can tell you a little bit more detailed what you should go for. But typically, just try out during leveling. Leveling in Guild Wars 2 is very easy. You can try out different weapons, different traits, and see how it works, different skills, and just get a feeling for the class. That's my recommendation there. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, Nova. It's completely fine. You know, some people would rather get some money in real life and then spend it on the game. And that's completely fine. I think everyone should do what they like, for sure. Yeah, exactly. You cannot translate doch. That's why I'm always like, I'm speaking English and at some point the word slips through, you know, because you cannot translate it directly. It doesn't exist. Yeah, sadly. Yeah, there are sometimes candy corn nodes in the real world, that is true, or in the Ethereal world, so that is true, and you can also get it in the home instance, for example, or the homestead, stuff like that, but typically it's more like focused during Halloween, where you can get this, yeah. Herald is easier than Mirage? Yes, Herald is way easier than Mirage, like levels easier, yeah. I'm Thief, what should I aim for? So if you're a thief, I would say you should either, if you want to be support and help your allies, then I would go for Spectre. If you want to be a DPS build, I would go for Daredevil. I think Dada is quite niche. You can play it, it's fun and it's strong, but it's way harder to play in most circumstances, at least in real fights or like in farming events like this, than Daredevil or Spectre. So yeah. And if you want to have a specific build guide for any of those for instance content, I would recommend Snowcross. It's a really good website. They have really good guides there as well. Yeah. I need all the skins? Yes, I need all the skins. I know that. Me too. How to receive Halloween prize packs? It's from the daily. You get daily achievement, you get those prize packs, and you can sell them to the trading post or buy them from the trading post as well. But it's definitely something that is, so to say, daily gated if you want to farm them yourself. Just getting from the daily achievement. Where is it here? You see, participate in Mad King Says or defeat any champion enemy across Tutor, and if you do that 3 times, you get all those Halloween prize packs. So it's not like the most reliable source, but you will get it very, very easily. And Deadeye right now and playing Pistol Low Intensity build, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, Grüße zurück. It's a good build. It's easy to play, but I would say, for example, in this specific farm, this build would struggle because you are a pistol build. You are focused on killing a single mob. But as soon as you have like 10,000 of mobs that you want to kill, pistol gets a little bit more like annoying. But yeah, definitely rough if you like it. Okay, so let's go back out of the labyrinth. Thanks for all the quality content you deliver. It really helps me to dive in the game. Perfect. That's what we want to hear. That's very good. Very good. We want to know this. We want to hear this. Okay, so no, wait. I want to talk to, where is this? The Lunatic Boatmaster, and then we can get some other things going here. So what do we want to do? I mean, we can go to the raceway and showcase a little bit of a racing event here. I really like to do the bunny event. Where's the bunny one? Because I don't have the... Let's go for the bunny one. And I don't really need to go for like insane amount of like... Is that the bunny one? No, it's Pumpkin's Paradise, but it doesn't matter. You know, that's just like do some races here. That's one of the showcases that you can do here. Nice. That's not how you do it, by the way. I'm really bad at those things here. But okay. I need to just wait. You can also walk a lot. That's the cool part if you have a fast thing here, like with blink. And then you can also like do this. But of course you would do that differently if you are more skilled. I'm very unskilled if you can see that here. Of course, I'm also a new player on this account. But yeah, it's raceway here, multiple races that you can do, get some time trials and have some fun, getting the best times, getting some loot here, getting some achievements. It's fun. Not for everyone, but it's definitely a fun activity on top of that. And I'm always trying to dodge through those because if you are a raptor and you have the mastery, you can actually dodge during evade, but of course you have to have the mastery for that. Or I almost would have gotten it actually. The gold one as well. Yeah, don't need it. That's okay. Just wanted to showcase here. There are multiple races that you can do here. It's quite fun if you like this. I think really the roller beetle one is probably the best one if you like that. So what build for AoE? I would say like a shortbow thief, something like that works very well. I made a guide about it on, I think, like the weekend. And on my YouTube channel, top 5 builds. One of them, top 2, I think, was thief with a shortbow. So be sure to check that video out there as well. So let's get some more questions going. Is this used for the Executioner's Axe? You can run very fast you can use Equip It, and then you can run very fast where you don't have access to mounts out of combat. That can be very, very good in fractals or dungeons. Yeah. Nice. Is there any thief build based on spear? There are a lot of them, like Daredevil, Spectre, even Deadeye. All of them have very good spear builds. Check out Snowcrows if you want to get the details and the rotations down, but it's a very fun weapon that you can play power or Condi. It's really, really flexible. It's really good. One of the best weapons for thieves. Not the easiest to get into, but a very strong one at that. Yeah. Just playing DH for a change, didn't realize how good it is. It's really fun. It's a really good spec. People really don't play it that often, but it's really good. It's really underrated. I agree. How to receive Halloween prize packs. Yeah, like I said, you can get it from the vendor, from the trading post and open it. and just buy it or sell it here. Or you can go for the achievements. So from the Halloween daily here, trick or treat across Tyria, just get 3 times participate in Mad King Says or defeat 3 champions across Tyria and you get 3 Halloween prize packs. That's how you get those. Always happy to answer, always happy to answer. Can you explain how much I need to feed the gobbler? So the gobbler itself takes candy corn. Where is it? I can hopefully give it. Where is it? Candy. There it is. So the candy corn gobbler takes some candy corn and it gives you a random boost. Yeah. And it takes 3 candy corn as far as I know. And you have a chance of getting a specific boost that you want. And if you like spend like 100 candy corn or something, you get a big chunk of boost, like experience boost, karma boost, magic find boost, and you can easily upkeep it 24/7. If you play the game forever, you can upkeep it forever if you have some candy corn and some gold to spare. It's highly recommended to do so if you farm like efficiently. It's really good. I don't have the short bow that but like I said, I have it on my YouTube channel. I just released the video last few days. I can give me a second. I will link it. But it's a specific farming build. It's really important that you use that only to farm. It's not a build that I would recommend for people that want to like play in raids or something. It's really only for farming. So I just put it here, the video in the Twitch chat. This is the video where I mentioned the specific thief build in there. Yeah. Yes, good point. Hydrating. Give me a second and then we jump to probably something else. So we did the labyrinth. Let's go. I guess let's do the Reaper's Rumble. It's a MOBA style event. It's not as exciting as the other two. We will get to them later. Just want to showcase that here a bit. And maybe we are done in 10 minutes, hopefully, because we will want to do the Mad King Says. Maybe we have to go back to respawn. Yep, there we go. You suggest open bags or sell? I would sell them. It's more time efficient and in the long run probably also saves you a little bit of trouble. There we go. That took a while, but yeah, nice. We have some match, 5 versus 5. We just have to destroy the enemy 3 mausoleums while defending ours. To do so, we can use our own skills or we can just get some pumpkins in the field and use them to spawn some NPC skeletons, which we can use to attack the enemy lanes, so to say. And it's quite fun because you can actually run here in the cornfield and get some nice stealth. Thanks a lot, Alka. Bits, very nice. Der Postkutscher putzt den Postkutschenkasten. Den Postkutschenkasten putzt der Postkutscher. Almost got it correct. The German words. Scary, very scary. Thanks a lot, really appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Ooh. Nice. My team pushes. Maybe we get all the skeleton kills and then hopefully we get the mausoleum down as well. Very nice, very nice. Very good, very good. Does the Halloween reward track give clover? No. That's the big negative of the Halloween reward track, is that it doesn't give you any clovers. So, at least if they didn't change it this year. So, this is not something that I would recommend to do if you want to get anything that for legendary. So, I think the Halloween reward track doesn't give you anything that you can get only there. So, I personally would say don't go for the Halloween reward track, but it can be something that is worthwhile for players that play PvP and want to get a, I don't know, maybe, I guess, where's the other one? There. Want to get, for example, a Halloween bag, 20 slot bag or something like that. I guess that could be worthwhile getting as well. But other than that, I think there's nothing in there that is very unique. You can get trick or treat bags other ways. But of course, if you really want to go for that, sure, go for them. But it's definitely not something that is like absolutely insane. So if you are patient, you can wait like half a year and sell the bags then, and that might be more profit then. But I would say if you are like in dire need of money, I think it's better to instant or sell it right now. It's definitely worthwhile selling it right now. but it's even better if you can wait. That's the short answer. Does the Vampiric Aura perk work as a boon in a sense from getting the participation in the kills of the people you provide Vampiric Aura to? Yes. So if the enemies... Nice, we got it. Interception. Oh. I think I'm dead. But we got 2 mausoleums. That's not bad. And where's my team? My team is like... Where are they? Okay, hopefully we spawn all now and can get the last one and we win this match. That's the only thing that matters. But yeah, it works as well. But be aware though, it's like passive sharing, so you cannot say, I will share this now, I will share this now, but they have to actually do lifesteal and then you will get some credit for it, but they have to hit a certain number of damage. So if they don't have this, I have to respawn, yeah, there we go. So it can be working very well, but it depends on the squad composition. So if no one is attacking and you share the vampiric presence to people that are not attacking, then you get no credit. That's the same for boons, but for the vampiric aura it's quite passive, so it might be a little bit harder to come by. I have a question. Why does the meta Untamed use Relic of the Dragon Hunter? Because it makes no sense to me. So you can use traps on Ranger, because Ranger has traps, and then you get a damage buff from that. That's why you would use that there, but you don't really need to do that. You know, it's completely fine to not do so, and you will probably be almost the same with Relic of the Thief or Relic of the Fireworks. It's really like just a small bit of min-maxing. There we go. Get some Halloween stuff spawning. No, oh my god, there are coming so many skeletons. Let's defend it a bit. But I think I might die actually. There are so many skeletons coming. That's scary. Very scary, very spooky in Halloween. I have 5 more minutes until the Mad King says, oh my god, they got me. That's scary. Maybe we lose this match still. Crazy. It's an interesting event for sure. If you buy the Lowland Spear in World vs. World, is it account-wide? Yes. You will get it for the whole account. Yes, Agashaw. The whole account will get it. 6 minutes? Yes, not even more. Only 5 more now. It's crazy. Yeah, we have to get this. We cannot miss the Mad King says. I think we actually lose this. They are too good. They are outplaying us here. No, we won. Nice. We won. Insane. And I was even top damage dealer. That's crazy. That was such an easy match. No, I'm joking. Was good. Was fun. Very good. Next one. What's the next one? Maybe we can do some clock tower jumping while and if we fail in the next 4 minutes, then we will just go to the Mad King says. How can you reach the Halloween map? So you can go to Lion's Arch, and in the north part there are NPCs, especially the Lunatic Boatmaster NPC, which you can talk to, and they will teleport you to the specific maps. Lion's Arch, north part. That's where it is. I don't know final one. I actually really don't know. I have not theory crafted the math behind the relic, why it works so well with the traps and stuff, but I'm ready to climb. Let me climb, please. There we go. But yeah, I think it's a really good relic. I don't know exactly. Oh, nice. We are already in there. Very good. Is it the normal one? No, I think it's not the normal one. Is it? I don't think so. I think I'm doing the easy one. Pretty sure. It's not climbing the fog. It's not the fog. Okay. Then let's do the normal one first to get warmed up, I guess. Can you glide? I think you cannot glide in the normal one. Am I wrong there? I think I did not see me gliding before. Okay. Okay. Almost there already. It's actually quite good. I'm hating this part that you have to jump down. No. I failed. I'm so bad at jumping passes, so please bear with me. 2 more minutes. Oh. Is it even like correct what I'm doing? I don't even know. Okay. Concentrate. A few more jumps. Few more jumps. Okay. Almost. Slightly getting nervous here. I don't want to fail shortly before the end. A few more. There we go. This was the stop clock tower, so the easy mode, but at least we got some achievements for it. And we can, after this one, after we did the Mad King Says, we can go for the real one, the challenging one, where I would have like desperately failed all the time. There we go. We're on Lion's Arch. Very good. Mad King Says is here. You will see. So this is the area that I meant. You can just go to Lion's Arch here in the north part. And there are all these NPCs that you can talk to and teleport to, those labyrinth, or you can go to the Mad King's Clock Tower. It's like clearly written above the NPCs and the doors. And of course, you can also go to the specific Mad King Says in 20 seconds. Perfect timing to join. It's always here in the plaza, here in the middle, Grand Piazza. There it is. And there you can go for the Mad King Says. You just have to use the emotes. So let's show this here. Let's do this, and you just have to always use the emote when the Mad King says, and then bow or wave or something, and then you do the emote. If the Mad King doesn't do it or says like bow without the Mad King says before, you should not do it. That's the whole thing how it works. Other than that, doesn't matter. You just wait here until the event is over. The higher magic find, the less worth it is the bosses. Yes, exactly. A question that I could not answer. True. Yeah, that's why the crazy theory crafting is on the SC website, and I am not sadly one of their writers yet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I sometimes don't have the answer to all the questions. I will try, and I will always tell you if I don't know the question, because I don't want to like spread misinformation or something. But yes, I did not know that one. Yeah, but the thing is, you don't need to have a Daredevil. That's what I say in the video. So if you watch the video, Assi, then you can play a Core Thief with a short bow. You can play a Deadeye with a Core Thief. You can play even a Spectre with a short bow. It doesn't really matter. Anything with a short bow is the only thing. It's really the short bow is that matters. The short bow, and if you can share some venons, get some damage out to different allies, that's enough. That's enough. And everyone waves. You see the chat here, everyone waves. There we go. Get some emotes going. That's good. Yeah, don't worry. If I express myself wrong, that's my fault. But that's just, I would say, that's the most important part about the labyrinth is having specific weapons or having specific like ideas of a build. The gear does not matter. The build around the specific weapon does not matter too much either. For example, on Mirage, if you have a greatsword, it doesn't really matter if you have like insane amount of different things. It really does not matter too much. It's really about that you have the specific weapon with the specific trait or skills that you want to use it for. Everything else does not matter. So for example, if you provide quickness as a firebrand, it does not matter if you're playing Celestial Gear, if you play Valor trade line, or if you play Radiance trade line. Play whatever you like. The only important part is that you provide some quickness and can share some damage output. Stuff like that. Can I use Staff with my Rerush? Yes, Staff you can perfectly fine use it, I would say. It's like a little bit slow for tagging, but you can use it for sharing boons. That's, I would say, the best tool for that. I would say if you want to use Mirage, typically it's better to use Greatsword, but if you really like the Staff, go for Staff. It will also work to some extent, but it's a very slow attack, so that can be a bit annoying if you want to be like tagging the enemies yourself. But yeah, just saying here. Would you say the Runecrafter is also worth since it's discounted? Yes, I would say it's worth it. The Runecrafter is very worth it right now because the loosened modes, which you mostly get from Green Gear, is very high, the value from them. So Runecraft stuff gives you a lot of those if you salvage green gear, for example, with it. So I think it's very worthwhile getting the Runecrafter as well. But if you already have the Copper Fat, or if you don't salvage a lot, the Runecrafter, even if it's discounted, might not be the best for you. But I would say for most players, it's actually worth it to get it, because nowadays you get a lot of loot. So I would say it's good investment, yeah. So I have to read here. No one does it, okay. Do you have to kill the target or just tag it? So you have to just tag it. It's really like in Guild Wars 2, tagging is enough. So hitting the mob for a few hundred damage or something like that is good enough to get the kill. If you provided a boon to someone that actually provided enough damage, you will also get the kill. If you shared some healing or stuff like that, unique buffs, you also get the kill. That's all you need to know about it. Oops. There we go. There we go. People are really making a big deal out of the maze farm. That's not competitive mode. Yes, it's really like crazy. You see that the community in Guild Wars 2 is like very casual, and you are not allowed to talk about like crazy tryhard strategies in raids and fractals, and this build is the only one that works there. But as soon as you are like talking about a specific like open world farm, a lot of players are saying, this is the best build. This is like the only build that you should play. It's so fun to me that a lot of casual players are always like, this is so important. But in the end, it's like you can play whatever you like and you will still get a lot of loot. You might not get all the loot, but it's still okay. So I think Guild Wars 2, especially the lab farm, just enjoy it. Yeah? If you like it, go for it. And yeah, play the build that you enjoy or the class that you have access to. That's good enough. I wouldn't be better on tagging skills that don't have to as a target. Greatsword and Mirage don't you have to have a target. That is true, but you can actually get a target very easily because it has 1200 range, the Mirage Greatsword, and you can just use your tap. So the default keybind for getting to the next target is tap, and you can, this splits the attack in multiple attacks. You can cast it and can swap the target, and you hit multiple targets with it. There are a lot of intricacies about this Mirage build, so it's not the easiest one, but it's definitely something that is somewhat like easy to play. And I would say it's not the easiest one, but it's a very fun laser show, so I think that makes up for it. What is a good selling price for the packs? It always depends on the year. So I would say right now it's already settled almost to the price that is worth it in that regard. If you want to go for like the absolute highest price, you have to wait like 6 months to get the highest price for that. So if you are willing to wait that long, sure, do that. That's the best price that you can get. If you want to go for just quick money, sell it right now or sell it in a week, doesn't matter. It's not a big difference in that regard. Exactly, the toxic casuals, it's crazy. They always turn up when there is something that is like possibly to fail or not get as much loot as you want to. That's just Guild Wars 2. Sometimes people are toxic even though the game is very casual, which is some kind of paradox to me. But that's just how it goes, I guess. Okay, next, after this we will do the Lunatic Inquisition, which is one of my most, like, one of my favorite events in this one. It's some kind of survival PvP arena. It's really cool. It's really fun. And we will see how it's also very, like, has a very nice flair and atmosphere. It's really cool. I will definitely enjoy that a lot when we are done with this Mad King says. So almost done. I think it's like 20 or something. Is the gem store down for anyone else? I did actually not notice any difference. Maybe someone in chat has an issue as well. But I think the gem store is working for me just fine. Yeah. Nothing, no problems. Sorry, Nathan. But it happens to some extent if there are a lot of people purchasing stuff that or like some interactions going on. Maybe they have some kind of background updates or something in the back end. Maybe, who knows? But I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But maybe for me it works, but I didn't purchase anything. Yeah. Okay, we have to do it again. What does he say? No. Okay. There we go. Rickets? Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. don't worry, don't worry. If you purchase anything in the gem store and it doesn't work and it takes your money or whatever, it will work at some point. Either they fix it and it works, or the thing comes delayed. That's the two things. Or the last thing is, if it really didn't work, you can just write the support and they will replace it. The gem store is one of the things that if there is a problem with it, any issue, they will give you refunds. They will give you the item sometimes back. So some people purchased, for example, what is an example? I don't know, purchased 1 hour before the copper fed and now it's discounted, and you write the support and say, okay, I wanted to get the copper fed, now it's discounted, can I get the discounted price? Oftentimes the support says, okay, we will do it. Yeah. So it's they are really like nice there. Do you know what is the chance for the infusion to drop from the bags? It's very low in Chimpanzee. It's really low. So they are obviously higher than, because they are not that high in the price, and they're also like, how is it even called? There is the Ember infusion. I think it's also in there. It's like 800 gold or something. But even then, I would say it's not like the it's not the best thing to expect from the thing. Yeah. Why didn't I get the chest? There we go. Completed chest. There we go. There we go. We did it. And then we complete this and get some more trigger cheat specs. Nice. A lot of... Wait. Now we jump in the... There we go. That's the costume brawl, by the way. Get some costume brawl stuff here. Everyone is a candy corn elemental. Very good. Very good. Very good. Is the Gobbler on sale now? Yes, it is. 240 gems. I can show my Plish add-ons. Give me a sec. Those are they. Pathing, Session Tracker, Nexus Gym, Mounts and More, Mouse Cursor, and the Squad Tracker I can disable, to be honest. I never use them. So those 5 I use. The Session Tracker very rarely. Mostly Mounts and More, Mouse Cursor, and Pathing for like doing actual like map completion. But that's about it. Yeah. Just got one after opening like 50 bags. That's quite rare. Then you are quite lucky. But congrats. Yeah. That's good. You got some nice loot then. That's what we like. Congrats. So we want to go and do the Lunatic Inquisition. That's what I wanted to do. And then let's check. I wanted to do everything at least once. We wanted to do a clock tower. That's what we do first. The clock tower. Oh my god. That will be painful. Bear with me if I fail the jumps all the time. What type of file do you have to use for the mouse cursor? File. I mean, it's Blish Hut add-on. That's the only thing. It's like an add-on, and it's like a specific EXIF that you open. It's just an overlay. It doesn't interact with the game at all. It's just an overlay. It's not aggressive or anything, at least the base version of it. So it's completely legal. You can use it. Just have to go to a website where they developed it. I have a guide how to set it up on my YouTube channel. You can type !mouse in the Twitch chat if you want to get the setup for that. Emote Schulterzucken. Yeah. It sounds like for a non-German speaker, that's probably one of the most annoying words to say. Like tschechisches Streichholzschächtelchen. Yeah, that's one of the words again. If you're not a German, you probably cannot pronounce this. Yeah. That's German in a nutshell. Okay, let's concentrate a bit. You see the green fog? If I get touched, this is over. You know, I have to restart. I'm very, very slow, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. I'm really slow. Have to redo it. I'm not sure if I can get it done today. I'm really bad at jumping puzzles. You salvage all masterworks also with copper fit? So there is the basic rule for salvaging. Is blue gear, you salvage with the copper fit. The green gear without any, how's it called, runes on there or sigils, you salvage as well with the copper fit. If they have sigils on there, which they typically have if you open unidentified gear like this, okay, maybe not this one, but this one has a rune on there, you would typically use the copper fit for that. If you want to get the most out of the item itself. And for the rare gear, you would use the silver fit. That's the classic rule. Always happy to help, Taggers. Always happy to help. I've never been able to do it while moving. I can only do the stop clock tower. That's completely fine. You know, it's not, there are some achievements locked behind that, but it's not really that important. I really struggle with it sometimes as well. I'm really bad at jumping puzzles. I always repeat myself, but that's just the truth. I'm happy when I did them once for the achievement, and that's about it. But if you practice, maybe you will get it done. I know, for example, if you know Larenity, the streamer, she is able to like pull it off with, I don't know, with like, what did she do? Like the V stuff or the pet? I'm so bad at this. I think this is already like too slow. Yeah. I do it one more try, but Larenity was like doing that like with some kind of special, like the dance pet or something as well at some point. She's way better at this than I am. So it's just a skill issue at this point. But I think it's a very unique jumping puzzle. It's very fun in that regard. So it's something new, I guess. Something new. But yeah, if you want to see me fail doing the jumping puzzle over and over, then you came right to the right stream here. We'll do it with a piano or something? Nice. That's a challenge, yeah. I mean, I don't know how to connect the keys for that, but I guess she knows. I'm happy if I can do it with my normal keyboard and mouse. I'm just like, I would rather play like a match of PvP or something, and I would all play someone in a one-on-one. That's more like my type of game. Did the whole thing looking backwards, or was it someone else? I'm not sure, but it's crazy either way. I agree. Yeah. It's not very beginner friendly, this jumping puzzle. You have to know the route to actually get it done, because there are some really nasty jumps in there, like where you have to jump down to actually get further ahead. And then you also have to be like on a timer, under pressure, and you also have to be like, to some extent, you are competing against enemy players because you somewhat see them here. Yes, not as like clearly as a full character model, but it's still somewhat annoying to see the names here. You can deactivate them, I know, but still. I'm quite slow here already again. Okay, we made it to the next big thing here. But like I said, we have to jump down, so you have to get ahead of this fog to be able to get the jumps in the later parts of the map. So if I don't get the fog ahead, yeah, you see, I have to jump down now and then jump here. So far, so good, but I'm not sure. Still not, we are getting... Concentrate. Concentrate, last few steps. Come on. And then you have to wait on top of here until the clock happens, the open clock. That's the only one that matters. Nice, we did it. Not bad. Third try. I'm happy. We did it. Very good. That was painful. Sweaty hands, you know, that's exciting. But we did it. Very good. Done for this year. I'm completely done. Very good, very good. To the next event. We wanted to do the Lunatic Inquisition. Very good. Very good. Don't worry, don't worry. You know, it's like, it's all about, nice, we are the courtiers, we hunt the allies. Nice, we hunt them. So, it's a nice event. It's definitely nice, the clock tower, but I will not do it all the time. It's not for me. Okay, there is someone. Nice. We hunt them. Nice. Yeah, we did it. Congrats. Yeah, I'm like all pumped on adrenaline, you know, the last jumps. So how does that work? So I'm now the ghost. I want to hunt them. So let's do some. I mean, they are obviously like, yeah, one of us. Gotcha. It's really fun. You are trying to like kill the enemies by just being annoying. You have a lot of different attacks that you can do here. And there are a lot of... They want to kill me. No. So how does that work? Like I said, this is I'm a ghost and I want to kill the villagers. The villagers can pick up some loot to actually get even more like skills or more skills in general. If you are A ghost, you just want to kill them with your normal skills here. And you can see I'm actually like, we are farming them quite hard because they are quite weak in that regard. There we go, got them. And we will, every single villager that is killed will spawn as a ghost, and then you will have like way less amount of like people running around as villagers at some points than courtiers. So will be quite hard to survive as a villager to the end, but it's fun. Yeah, it's somewhat like Fortnite for sure. The weird part is I think this came out before Fortnite, as far as I know. So it's like, yeah. No, they are so running so fast. Stop it. Why are they so fast? No, I don't want to chase you. I don't want to chase you. But it's a fun event. It's a fun event. Because you will see I will stick around and be the villager after this when it resets, because you start typically out as a villager. And I will try to build some really nasty nests, because you can actually, it's actually a quite deep PvP mode in that regard. Yes, it's quite straightforward in the regard you have to kill the villagers and the villagers have to kill you, but there are some intricacies with how you can survive as a villager. It's quite fun, I would say. Yeah, it's like South Sun Survival, which is even better than this one. But this is obviously more Halloween flavored, I would say. Where is it? Yeah, there they are. Nice, we got them. We got them. I'm doing good, How are you, Alien? How are you? So, let's see how long we take. I'm like rank 3 currently. You see how many people are currently the courtiers. It's actually quite fun. You will like very slowly, everyone will become one of us. It's really funny, but there we go. Could go there, but it's really scary to go there as a courtier, to be honest, in the back part here. Better not go there, because there is a typical trapping spot, so you just try to find the others that are just running around headlessly without any like clue how to survive here. And there are also some traps. If you walk over them, you see them as on the minimap. Okay, we are. Where is the last? Oh, there are not that many left, to be honest. There are like probably like, I guess like 3 people or something left. Maybe not even. There are not that many left. As soon as there's only one survivor, the match is over. Okay. Interesting. You can also use your emotes to like tell them where to go. We have a real survivor. There we go. There is one. Okay. There we go. We got them. And how many more are there? We will get there. We will get them. You know, I'm a ghost. I'm a pro at this. Very much so, yeah. Doing this once a year, but I'm an absolute pro at this. Where are you? We will get you. But they are hiding quite well, to be honest. They are hiding quite well. Oh no, he's untouchable. Nice, there we go. We got them. Get some rewards. Let's hopefully respawn as a villager. I want to showcase the other team as well. Because if you die, you will become one of the ghosts anyway. So it's better to start out as the villager, so you can actually see the other part of the team as well. Very good. Yes, I'm a villager. So I don't have any skills here except hide in shadows. It has a 45-second cooldown and it will stealth me for 10 seconds. So it's very important that I get... Wait, where did I spawn there? I will hopefully get some tools like a spider web or like a goo or something like that, so I can get some tools to actually make me survive. Wait, stop it. So there we go. Give me something. Because I don't have anything to defend myself, so I really need some kind of tools, some kind of trap, something that works like that. No, they got me. Why is it me? Why it has to be me? I wanted to showcase it, but now I have to become one of them. Very sad. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes then. Then I will just try to kill you here. They don't have anything else left. Except the hammer. That's a bit annoying. Does he C-lock with the hammer? Oh no. There we go. Got him in the end. This is like, if this skill hits, eviscerate. They are dead. We got them. Was close, but we got them. There's another one. 2 actually. You have to be careful. If there are multiple one of those, then... Oh no, they blinded me. I will get you. There we go. Nice combo. You can teleport to the scarecrow and you can use that. Very nice. Okay, this guy planted a trap, I think, so I will be careful here. Okay, there's a trap. I will not walk in that, my friend. Gotcha. It's so fun. There's a 300 range, but if you're in range, it kills. It kills. Very nice. We did it. Very nice. Okay. So, where are you? I will get... this time I will be top 1. I will be the top 1. You know, I'm a pro at this. I'm a pro at this. So where is the guy? It's a fire trap. Okay, let's put a fire trap down, I guess. Where are they hiding? You know, there are really good hiding spots, but if they have enough time to like lay a nest of traps around it, I will never like survive that. You need 100 candy corn? Ooh, that's a lot of candy corn. Oh, there are 2 people here. Get the interrupt here, dodge this attack, get another interrupt. And we can maybe kill this guy. Yep, there we go. There we go. Very good. With a bone, what does it do? Nice. Another trap. So here's a really good hiding spot because not a lot of people know that you can actually go there. Typically up there. And don't forget, you know, they can stealth for 10 seconds. So it's like sometimes you want to wait a bit so that they can, if they stand here, that you don't turn around instantly. So you wait a bit so that you actually see if there's someone there. What are your favorite Celestial builds to play? I've been having a lot of fun with Celestial Tempest and Celestial Scourge. Yeah, I think if you want to have the biggest carry potential, I think Celestial Scourge is probably one of the absolute best ones. If you just like to have fun with a Celestial build, I think, to be honest, like Tempest is a very, very good one. Nice. I think this guy is like not having fun. Yeah, I think probably my favorite one is probably Scourge. And if I had to pick another one, I think Celestial Firebrand is amazing for high-level fractal CMs and stuff like that. But it only works if you know what you're doing, if you have a good group. So Tempest is probably better because you can also make a really nice or really strong solo build for open world with that. I really like that as well. But other than that, I think there are so many Celestial builds that you can play nowadays, but I think Scourge and Tempest and Firebrand would be my top 3. Yeah. There are a lot of things I want. Yeah, that's good. At least you know what you can get. A lot of cool stuff that you can farm. Yeah, there is some goals to get. Yeah, very good. Do you have a main favorite class? I don't have a main in Guild Wars 2. I play all the classes. If I would have to pick a specific class that I would play a lot, then I would probably play, right now, would say Mesmer is probably the class that I play the most. But it's, other than that, I think I don't have a main and no favorite class in that sense. I want to have the variety is the spice of life game style, where I play a lot of different builds and classes all the time. Otherwise, I would not have fun in the game anymore. Played through all the Return 2 with the Celestial Reaper, just solo everything. Yeah, Reaper is also very good with it. But it's in a group scenario, I would not recommend it. I'm always talking about group builds. If you are Celestial build, I think you can make it work very well in open world with almost any class. But if you are talking about a group, I think Celestial on a Reaper is not the best choice. I've been playing Duelist in PvP. What team fighters do you recommend to start off learning? Definitely Condition Reaper. Condition Reaper is one of the best builds right now in ranked for teamfight DPS, while also being somewhat easy to learn. If you are more of the power damage side, I think like, for example, there we go. It's over. And that was the best. Nice. Very good. Was fun. Was fun. But yeah, I would say the best power build is currently Holosmith as a teamfight DPS. It can also duel because it's very strong right now. But other than that, it's probably like my recommendation there. Okay, let's do the Ascent to Madness dungeon. I want to showcase this as well. Also have to swap my build here for that. Yeah, let me in. There we go. Is Holosmith hard to learn? I would say it depends. I think Holosmith is a class that can be challenging to master, but I think it's not the hardest class to get into. Yes, you might die a lot in the beginning because it's somewhat squishy and relies on defensive active skills and just a lot of dodging. But if you slowly get the hang of it, I think it's actually a somewhat good class to play and to learn. Definitely. I would say it's somewhat okay to start out with, yeah. So do you want to open the green unidentified gear before salvaging? Yes. That's one of the most important rules in Guild Wars 2 in terms of like how you make unidentified gear worth it, is always open it. Always open it. Never, ever salvage it directly. You will lose a lot of value from it. Either sell the full stack of it on the trading post or open it and salvage it according to my rules that I mentioned earlier. That's the way to do it. Like, there is no middle way. You should not salvage it. That's just stupid. You will lose out big time. Really, really important. Hope that answers your question there. I got the Chester leggings. Are there any weapon collections that go well with it? Oh, Hollow, I don't know. I'm really not into fashion. Stop the talking. We want to fight you. Come on. I think like fashion stuff, maybe someone in chat has the answer to that, but you know, my character here, I did not ever use any change to the gear. I used the gear that I got. That's the booster gear skin. I did not ever change anything. That's how much I play this. Stop it. Salute. Just want to kill those NPCs. Yeah, I don't worry, likely. You will get there. Don't worry. What is saying dance? Davido, dance. Don't kill me. Oh my god, they're killing me. That's annoying. But yeah, don't worry. At least now you know, likely. At least now you know. It's all about cower. No, don't cower. Power. There we go. Okay. There we go. But I think it's an MMO. You know, you cannot expect to do everything right the first time you get everything. So just now you know how to do it correctly, likely, and in the other things in the future. Yeah, just accept in the past that you might have lost a little bit of money. Doesn't matter too much. Let me, hello, stop it. I want to get out of this. There we go. Virtuoso a good spec? Yes, Virtuoso is very good in PvE and it's somewhat good in competitive modes as well. It's very, very safe in PvE in that regard and very strong as a DPS spec. Yes. Pro Mesmer? Yeah, Pro Mesmer. Thanks, Alka, for the reminder. Thanks a lot. Hopefully we can make that work. Yeah, with your help, it's possible, guys. But yeah, this is somewhat designed for a 5-person party, but now with the power creep and stuff, it's like, it doesn't really matter. You can do it alone, like, completely fine. And it just takes a bit, but this guy is not really like a challenge at all. and he will teleport at some point down, and you have to run a little bit around and stuff, but it's really like not a big deal. And you can farm this over and over, and you get some actually decent amount of gold by doing so. It's actually surprisingly high, the amount of gold that you can get per hour with this event. Where can I have to go here? It's quite surprising in that regard. I have to jump down here. Ooh, there we go. So it's quite close here. The chains, and then a little bit more. Hopefully I don't die here, because then I have to respawn and go back down. It's quite annoying. So let's kill the mobs. Very good. The game doesn't teach you anything, though. That's kind of sad that you have to look up everything. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest criticisms that I always mention. And that would also be like when I do a tier list, comparing, for example, the new player experiences of MMOs. I think one of the things that I criticize the most, and why I think Guild Wars 2's new player experience is not the best, is that the game is not teaching you anything about how to handle specific like things like salvaging, inventory management, like getting ascended gear, what kind of content you should do. You know, they should at least give you the option, or if they can't do it, maybe put it at least some kind of like check out the wiki if you need more help or stuff like that. But not even that is possible. So it's like, it feels like Guild Wars 2 is missing out a lot of players that would have played the game for longer, but they don't know what to do at level 80 because there is not some real adventure guide that tells you try out strike missions, try out spades, try out fractals, try out PvP or world versus world. It's just like you are lost. The same goes for salvaging, goes for inventory bags, goes for like how to manage and how to make a legendary. Yes, the starter kits help in that regard, but it's still not perfect. And that goes for so much stuff in the game. I think it's like the biggest problem with Guild Wars 2 for a new player is not that the game is like bad or anything. It's just that they don't know where to go. And I think that's a very common problem in MMOs. But I think Guild Wars 2 is like even worse than other MMOs because it doesn't have any tutorials in the game, like none. Yes, in the starter zones, and you have the adventure guides until you level to level 80, but after that, which is like the biggest part of the game, you have nothing. So that's definitely lacking. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is what it is. You don't worry too much. You will now have more fun, hopefully, with the correct salvaging rate. Yeah. I think it's actually hard to find bad elite specs in PvE these days. Yes, I think the balance in PvE is very, very good in that regard. You have so many different things that are playable and not even playable. They are also very strong in that regard. You are so flexible nowadays what you can play that for the most part you can pick any elite spec and you will fill maybe one, maybe two, maybe even three different roles with the spec. It's very, very good how the balancing works, and not only fill it, but also be very likely to fill the role very strong. Yeah. Oh no, he teleported down again. I would say it's better because you can go anywhere and do whatever you want in any order. That is true. That is true. But I think it's, you know, an adventure guide or something like that, in my opinion, would be better if it would just pinpoint you or showcase you. Maybe try out this thing. Maybe try out that thing. I think it would be way better if it would just like give you a small glimpse of something, you know? It doesn't need to be done. It's just something that it showcases you and teaches players where to go, what to expect, what to do. I think that's somewhat missing in the game. That's the main issue that I have. That's the main issue. The veteran always argue like, just look up the wiki, yeah? But I think something in the game is definitely, I agree with you likely. I think something needs to be in the game, yeah? I'm a new player, I want to stay casual in this game anyways and don't want to read a whole doctor thesis. Yeah, and I think that's completely fine. And I think that's exactly what most people wanted as well. So I think it's stupid from the developers to say, yeah, the wiki needs to be like the thing that is like the most important part. Yeah, absolutely, I'm with you there. No, I wouldn't time gate it like like Star Wars. I would not do that. I think that's also not good, but I think it's better to have something that is a little bit like leading you to something, leading you to the next thing. I think that's a little bit better. And then after that, you can still do this like sandbox style events and stuff. I would say so, yeah. What are your thoughts on people who play with Action Camp? It's completely fine. If that's working out for you, sure, do it. I don't like to do it. I'm someone enjoys with mouse and keyboard and stuff, and I don't want to have the action cam because I want to focus around like looking around the map and stuff like that. But if you can work with action cam and that's the gameplay style that you want to do, sure, go for it. Sure, absolutely. There we go, we did it. Not bad. Let's not forget the loot here. There we go. But also, it does not help that players expect you to do stuff like boons, but if you are new, you don't even know what that is. Yeah, that's another point. The game has issues with telling you what the specific combat actually is. So I think there should be, yeah, if you reach level 80, there should be, in my opinion, an adventure guide that tells you, okay, try out Fractals, try out World vs. World, stuff like that, yeah? And another thing that they should go, if you, the first time, join a raid, a strike mission, something like that, there should be some kind of pop-up and say, in Guild Wars 2, we don't have the trinity of a tank, DPS, and a healer, but we have boons. And boons somewhat lead to a trinity of alacrity, quickness, and the DPS role. Yeah, and that's the classic trinity in a different way, yeah, like a healer mix in there as well, stuff like that. I think that should be something that the game teaches you and not something that other players tell you, because that's like nowadays the balancing of all encounters and all the gameplay in PvE is balanced around that. So it should also be told the players that are new in the game. Absolutely, yeah. I'm playing Thief. Do you think Daredevil will be close in damage with the new spec, or will I have to play it? No, I think it in the beginning it might be better anti-query a little bit from the damage output, but I think Daredevil will still be a very valid DPS pick. Maybe it's like 5% lower or something like that, but it gets nerfed down and will be completely fine. Don't worry too much. If you don't like it, stick with Daredevil, I would say. But which choice is the best here? I think I would say the cop is always the safest choice, yeah. Doesn't mean it's the best one. Depends on you, yeah. I'm about 300 hours in, hot gold in PvP, full ascended, yet I still don't even understand boons. That's crazy, you know? It's not like your fault. That's the important part. It's not your fault. Not at all. I think it's like if the game developers would have told you in some kind of pop-up, this is how boons work, this is why boons exist in PvE, you would have known. But the game doesn't teach you. You know, it's something that you will maybe encounter at some point, but it's not forced upon you, and therefore it's like such a key mechanic that you just don't understand because no one explained it to you. That's bad. That's not good. That's not how you design a game. I think that's one of the biggest criticisms, for sure. Yeah. If I was an ANET dev, I would make a post-level 80 tutorial that includes a mock fractal and a mock strike raid encounter. Ones that are super easy and made just for this tutorial, and then tells once them it's completed that they have more rewards and such fights for them to do with other players. Yeah, I think something like that. It doesn't need to be a full instance, in my opinion, if they don't have the resources for that. Of course, that would be better, but just like a big pop-up that you cannot skip, that you have to read, and like say DPS or is like playing as a full like aggressive spec. And then you have like boons that you provide, for example, as a healer or something. Just a very small, concise description would be enough to like give some understanding of how that works. Because nowadays, even in open world, boons are very important to somewhat take care of if you want to get the best experience. And that's just like completely missed for a lot of players, because why should they know? And that's not good. That's not good. Which glyphs do you use? I would say the best ones for me is always the volatility one, because it's the safest one. But there are others. You can go for industry if you want to be faster. You can go for Glyph of Bounty if you want to get another chance of a hit of the thing that you go for. So there are multiple things that you can go for. I personally think those are the best ones to get. But yeah. Okay, we were there already. Okay, I think we did everything. The learning curve is so much bigger, but that's also what keeps me interested. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's the different view on that side. So some people would like to have this, to experience the game as someone that slowly learns and not gets told everything. I think that's also a fair point. But I think if they just give us a small option to say, okay, boons are important in this game, and then you can still experience and slowly learn all about them, because it's not, you didn't learn it just by reading like 2 sentences about boons. You have to go way deeper than that. So I think it's like there is a middle ground there. for sure. There is no content that would require the 50k DPS benchmarks of the new specs. Daredevil is already top DPS class. If that wasn't enough, it shows anyway. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like, I'm with you there. I think DPS, if you like Daredevil, stick with it. It is a very top DPS class. It will not have the highest damage number probably when the expansion comes out, but it doesn't mean you will have problems with any content. Just play Daredevil, you will have fun. Go for it. And if you like Antiquary, go for Antiquary. It doesn't really matter. That's the same for all specs in that regard. If you like what you're playing right now, you can play that for sure after the expansion drops. For sure. Maybe Heal Chronomancer will get a nerf, but that's about it. Yeah. Been playing on and off for 13 years, and each time I come back, I need to relearn the game. I mean, then it's a lot of learning to do, but if you like learning, I guess that's not bad. That's not bad then. I actually did not play Star Wars: The Old Republic. I think it's a little bit too old now to jump back in, at least in my opinion. Maybe I have to try it out and see how it works. But I'm not even sure if it's still running, to be honest. I have not kept track of that game, to be honest. But what can I say? You know, there are so many games that I want to try and maybe even stream, maybe make a video or review of the new player experience or something. But right now I have so much stuff to do in Guild Wars 2 as well, where I want to make content about. So yeah, at some point, I hope I can try them out and maybe give some feedback, maybe give some feedback how to improve Guild Wars 2, because I think that's very important as well. If you play a game mainly like Guild Wars 2, I think it's important to try out different games that are close to it, maybe not close, to give some constructive criticism, what the other game does better and why this game needs to, like Guild Wars 2 needs to improve on this specific part because another competitor does this better, and I think this should be implemented. I think World of Warcraft does it very well, and I think Guild Wars 2 should get some kind of like inspiration from that. Yeah. I want to grind the Labyrinth on my Guardian, but seems like Thief with Shortbow is just the best option. Are there any viable Guardian lab builds? Yes. I have a video about it on my YouTube channel, just released like a few days ago. You can check it out, where I showed a core Guardian build, actually. You can also play Firebrand, of course. It's completely fine as well. But the idea is that you provide a lot of boons and therefore get a lot of tagging, and you have a lot of AoE attacks with the symbols and stuff, so you can get even more damage then. So that's what you would do, Marchini. Yeah. Yeah, it's always with the pay to win aspect or the subscriber gated games. That's also an issue. I think Guild Wars 2 doesn't have that issue. I think Guild Wars 2 is very, so to say, pay once and then you are fine game. I think that's really good. But other issues with the tutorial and stuff is definitely a thing that exists and needs to be improved. Hopefully, with the upcoming expansion where we get in the middle update, we will get a core feature update. And I think that's one of the core features that I really hope we will get. Some kind of new player experience rework. It doesn't have to be like a complete revamp of the Citan fight. Of course, that would help, but that's not the main issue. I think the Citan fight is one thing, but it's a small issue. I think it's a way bigger issue if you have players that don't understand the game or don't know what to do at level 80. Stuff like that is way worse than having some kind of worse store instances before the expansions. That's not that important, I would say. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe the devs are the complete opposite and say, who cares if boons are understood? Maybe it's better to have a nice Citan fight. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that, but at this point, I doubt it. Yeah, but that's just my opinion on that matter. But yeah, I think that's also the end of today's stream. Was a fun one. I think we did everything that we wanted to do. We wanted to do some nice stuff. We nice some progression here. I hope you had some fun with me as well here. It was really nice. And don't forget, we will stream tomorrow of course again, and hopefully have time to join. Thanks a lot for watching. I wish you all a very good night or wherever you are. Happy evening. Take care. Thanks a lot for your support. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. I have some really good content coming up there. Hopefully you find that as well. And take care. Thanks. See you all. See you.